Hello, lovelies. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Thank you for sharing or extending some patience with me as I took a day off streaming because I had to take Todd to the airport. But we are back. We are back to our originally scheduled programming, and I hope you're all doing very, very well. I'd love to know how some days went. I'd love to know some highlights of the day. For me, I actually had a really fun time in a meeting with a client, more or less, but a friend, to kind of help them with stuff that I do, the brand and stuff that I do. And I was not alone in that. But I think it was a pretty good call, pretty good meeting, and some great things were established. Actually, it was really nice to sort of stretch the skills of the branding that I know and to like really flex those muscles again, because when you have multiple jobs, it can be it's definitely difficult to split focus. It's very difficult to give each role, position, and job the same amount of focus that you want to, basically. And I love the job that I'm employed with as a full-time sports broadcaster. I love that so much. I love production. It was my jam before branding was, funnily enough. And yet now I'm more qualified in branding because I loved it so much. I pursued that rabbit hole a little further than the production side of things. But to be able to be employed full time in a position that my degree helped me obtain is freaking fantastic. And I love sports broadcasting so much. But yeah, like my other job is helping clients, and those clients do be streamers and small business owners in branding. That is my jam. Besides the fact that I do production by day, I do the branding by night. I don't know what this accent is. I don't know what this voice is. It was coming out some sass, so I rolled with it. I rolled with the sass. But yeah, that is what I do. My branding is what I do. That be what I do. With a degree that's a higher education degree, so it felt nice to like flex those muscles again, since I haven't been able to really since I took the full-time sports broadcasting job. But I mean, if you guys ever feel like perusing the down section of my stream, there's a whole bunch of panels in my about section that is branding resources for you guys. Whether you have a small business or whether you're in streaming yourself, there's a bunch of resources down there basically that you guys can have access to and peruse. You can even use the commands like you see in my stream title on Twitch, the exclamation point free panels, and there's also exclamation point free niche. That stuff is available to you guys to use if ever you guys want to pursue the rabbit hole of branding, because it is a beast. It is such a beast. If there's anything that the meeting like really highlighted today, was that the streamer that I was helping was like, I like came to you with one simple question and I thought it would have an easy answer, and it wasn't. Nope. Not really. But that is what I'm here for, to tackle that beast. You can call me the Beast Slayer branding, actually. That's self-appointed title, but I'm not gonna lie, I like that. Beast Slayer branding. That is what. That's me. That's me. That's me. It's a beast that I love. I will wrangle it. That's me. I am B. Literally my name B. The Beast Slayer of branding. It's got some nice rings to it, don't you think? But yes. So, all in all, those resources are available to you guys if you want them. And for you guys who are on my YouTube catching my VODs, hi. Thank you. I appreciate the heck out of the fact that you are watching these things. I appreciate the heck out of you. These resources are also available to you. You just gotta either you can come see us live, come hang out, or you can go to my website, which is literally kyndfoxesstudio.com.au. Kynd Foxes being exactly my username, as you see here on Twitch and as you see on YouTube. Just add a studio, kyndfoxesstudio.com.au. But anyway, Anyway, that's enough of that. I didn't actually mean to quite go down into a self-promotion path, but I mean, I love that stuff. I love helping streamers with their branding. So there's free stuff and there's paid stuff, but there's a bunch of free stuff that I've worked so hard to make valuable, so you guys have access to that if you like it. But maybe you're here for the Minecraft stuff, so maybe should we dive into that? Oh my gosh, it's been a week, I think. Oh my gosh. Hello, Flash Killer. How are you? How are you and your amazing community? Welcome in. Massive raid hype. Hey, Kynd, how are you doing? Hello, guys. Let me do my due diligence as a person without a mind. Hello, welcome in, you guys. What were you playing? Elden Ring. Oh my goodness, you're still on the grind. Has it been going any better for you? Are you doing the same same random adventure picking and stuff? Welcome in. I hope you're doing really, really well. I'm Foxes. I just went on a major branding rant because that's one of my jobs. But we are here to play Minecraft, so I was about to jump into it. I hope you guys have had a great stream, and Flash Killer, thank you for sharing your community with me. But if you need to go and do the things that you need to do, you know, get the food, get the water, get the sleep, please go and do that. Absolutely. Haley, branding, right? Look, I said I didn't have a mod, and then look, a mod just appeared. I just summoned Haley like the chaotic demon that she is. Oh my gosh. It's going well. You were doing the randomizer, but you beat the run. Hell yes. Playing vanilla, just trying to learn more about the game and practice for the upcoming, I nearly said upcoming, and I don't know where that came from. The upcoming challenge runs. Hell yes. I feel like I can't remember. Let me just do this real quick. So at least I have it somewhere. Where is it? I've got it. I can handle it. I can do the stream things. There you go. I dropped a follow for you. Thank you so much for bringing your community here. It's a nice place to be. Super awesome vibes. At least I'm trying to be. My very big aim is that it's just an escape from reality, because reality can be freaking overwhelming sometimes. So we need entertainment to unwind, and that's what I'm hoping to achieve. Briana is yep, Kynd. I feel like that is one of the most perfect Twitch sentences I have seen. Branding is it's always how it goes. No, I don't want you to leave. My goodness. If you are happy to stay here with me, then I always want you here with me. Don't be silly. That's a cute emoji. That's oh, I thought the legs were like jetpack, the stream of a jetpack as you're flying away. It's adorable. But no, I would love for you to stay. If you want to hang around, then I always want you guys around. Oh my goodness. But yes, thank you, Flash Killer, for sharing your community. I really appreciate it. But if you need to go do the after stream things, please do. Get the water, get the food, get the rest. It's very important to self-care. We value that a lot around here. So go and do it. Minecraft. That's what we're playing today. You decide to love. That was technically correct. I technically read that correct, but that's not how you said it. I just love either dead or dead emotes because it's just a mood, you know. Yes, it is. All right, I gotta know. Gotta know or gotta go? Welcome in, Acolyte. It's nice to have you here. I appreciate you being here. Do you need to know something? You're welcome to ask. Or if you've got to go, that's totally fine too. Oh, you hear an accent, but you can't pencil from where? Well, Haley, by the way, if you actually got to go, that is fine. And I love you and thank you for being here. But I'm guessing that's some sass. My accent does confuse people, so much so that I built a command for this very reason. But I am Australian. This is an Australian accent. And it's pretty much just, yeah, you knew it. What gave it away? I actually really would love to know what gave it away, because it always confuses people. Do you know what I get? Canadian, which Haley would be like, what? But I get Canadian, South African, sometimes New Zealand, sometimes American, sometimes, I mean, more often than not English, before I ever get Australian. And when I lived in London, people were literally like, "Oh, it's because you're here." Nope, I already spoke like this. And then they were like, "Okay, well, where are you from?" "Well, Australia." No, you're joking. No, really, I'm an Aussie. No, you're joking. That can't be right. Oh my gosh, Canadian. I do actually get Canadian. When I was living in London, people were convinced I was Canadian. It was Canadian or South African, never Australian. I draw out your A and D. Yeah, that's definitely a common factor for the Australian accent, that's for sure. But in other ways, yeah, no, exactly that. Like, rather than car, we have car. Just get us two in a call and they will hear Aussie versus Canadian. Well, that's precisely right. Our accents between Haley and I, our accents are very drastically different. But my guess is they had never heard of a Canadian accent like in person, whereas in London, Australians are a dime a dozen. We're like the grunt workers, the labor workers, the ones you see in cafes and restaurants and filling in like the menial tasks in office spaces. So Aussies were everywhere and they'd never heard an Aussie speak like me. So they were like, "Excuse me? What? You are not Australian." But I was. I am. I still am. I don't know why I said was. I'm still Australian. That hasn't changed. Oh, it's fair. My accent confuses people. Born and raised where I am, but I don't sound like it, mostly because of a speech impediment. I love the "where do you think I'm from" game. Me too, because that's how I started the conversations in London most of the time. I'd say, "Hi, my name is Briana," and then that was enough to make them go, "What?" What? Canadian is like, Canadian is E sounding like A and A sounding like E. I want to give an example and I've just gone blank. Not typical to America from where I'm from, so it definitely sounded European of sorts. Just couldn't pencil it. Australian fits well. Well, I'm glad that it fits well, because that's precisely what I am. So if it suits me, that's great. I hope that means... Well, actually, that could go either way. I feel like if you hate Australians and you're like, well, that fits you, then that reflects badly on me too. But if you love Australians, then everything is gravy. Breaking news, Fox has moved and didn't tell me. Yep. That's definitely it. Which is where, yep. I thought you were doing like the sassy line, which I mean, but I realized you're correcting a spelling error, I think. Not typical American. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting that you say it sounded European. Because I don't think I've had European before. The only thing I can think about was the time I was getting laughed at by Ash by saying a what? Bagels instead of bagels? Bagels? Did you say bagels? Hold on, rewind a little second. Are you saying that you say bagels and not bagels? Is this correct? Is this how I am understanding this? Apparently, lol. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever heard you say bagels. So I feel like I need to hear you say bagels now. Hang on, let me snap you. Oh dear. You said bagels the same both times. Really? You couldn't hear a difference? Bagels versus bagels. Did that clear it up? I don't know. Is that any different? Because it should be. It should be different. Bagels versus bagels. One sounds faster. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know how to say it any differently. But generally I would say bagels. So maybe it's the slower way? Scent? But here's the thing, Haley. You want me to play this out loud right now? Do you want me to play this out loud right now? So we can hear everyone right now the way you say bagels. You sure? All right. I can do that. I can definitely do that. Do you have like an intro or something that I shouldn't be playing out loud? Prepares to judge. Everyone be nice.
Okay, now I'm laughing. But I say bagels. Like bag-ols, not bagels. Or boggles, or whatever the fuck.
Boggles? Boggles?
I say bagels. Beg. Like I'm begging for bagel.
Bagels.
Like it's very much E switching with the A, A switching with the E. Bagels.
Oh my goodness. No way. What the heck? You actually say bagels. For me, I don't have a lot of explosion. Oh my gosh. Explosions coming in. For me, I don't have a lot of exposure to Australian in comparison to hearing many European accents. But anytime I've heard Australian, the accent wasn't a dramatic difference to me. That's interesting. It's more the ways I've heard words used in place how I use them. Yeah. That's really interesting, actually. I'm trying to think if there's anything in particular that for me would stand out as being potentially European, but that is very interesting. However, I will say I have I used to be a vocal coach, and there are different placements of the voice. So there's a backward and a forward placement. I won't go into that too much, but I used to teach a lot of young children this technique, and to be able to explain to them how to do the technique, I would use different accents. So the Scottish typically is very backwards in the throat. I mean, like the placement is called backwards, and Irish is very forwards in placement. So the example would be, well, the Scottish speak in the very backs of their throats, but the Irish speak on the very tips of their tongues. So I don't know, maybe I'm like channeling some other accents in there. I know that sometimes I get nervous when I start stream and something random will come out. Bagels is the only one that sounded different. Bagels, rather. Is that how you're trying to pronounce it? Bagels? Lol, yeah, I was just trying to overpronounce it. The Scottish is very backwards. No, that is not a quote. Kinta, no. No. The Scottish accent. To do a Scottish accent, you use the literal backward placement of your mouth. It's called the soft palate, and the forward placement is called the hard palate. And it's literally because if you put your tongue at the front top part of your mouth, it's hard. So that's the forward placement. And the back of the throat is soft. If you put your tongue to the back of your throat, it's soft. That's where the soft palate comes from. So I'm not calling Scottish backwards at all. Although if you want to go down that path, I guess the Scottish, to me, are standing upside down. I like that one a lot. Don't worry, boxes. It's not like you're choosing who lives and who dies. Stop that! Okay, for context there, I was trying to kill all the white sheep in Minecraft and keep all the colored sheep separate so that I can use them for not just random stuff, but actually utilize the resource of a different color. And then I accidentally said something like, "Don't worry, you live because you're different," or something. I only meant that the sheep I only meant that I was utilizing the resource that was in front of me. I swear to goodness. I know I'm digging you deeper. I know. That Scottish accent threw me for a loop there. Just switched at will. Really? You didn't hear the sax? Oh no. Did you not hear the sax? I will need to look into why that is. That's funny. Huh. Maybe? At least that came to my attention because I will need to fix that. It was literally the sexy sax. So so I'll need to fix that. Kill all the white sheep. Is that what I actually said? Kill all the white sheep and keep the colored sheep separate. I mean, at least it goes against the grain of a typical history color situation. Oh gosh, but out of context, that's so terrible, Kinja. What other accents can I do? Not really any, actually. If I've been listening to American, I can kind of get there. British, I kind of can because I just put on a posher sound to what I already have. And then there's the Scottish. The Scottish, I've done the Scots quite a little bit, actually. Same as the Irish. The Irish are very, like, soft and lilting. Compared to others, anyway. But those two I can switch through between. pretty easier than others. Removes the word sheep. Stop it. Bad Kinter, exactly. But I see the hydrate and I just realized I don't have any water. I will run and grab some water whilst I think about whether I can do American on stream or not, because I don't think I can. I need to listen to it for a while before I can do it. But let me grab the water. There we go. A fake streamer. I've only been doing this like streaming actually for 2 weeks, you know. I'm getting there. I'm learning. I've got the water. Actually, it might be 3 weeks now, but it's literally my 15th stream. What the heck? Crazy, huh? It's crazy. Oh my gosh. So American. Yeah, but you watched number of hours. I have watched many streamers. You are. Yes, you are correct. My aunt is Scottish, but she's older, so when she speaks, it's soft like Irish. Oh, really? So hearing you picture like that is cool. Really? Well, that's very true. Like, I guess I'm going with a very stereotypical, generic sort of point of view. Like, it's very what you would see on TV or you know, just a very stereotypical version of the Scottish and Irish. So yeah, you're absolutely right. There'd be different dialects, same as there's different dialects for us. Like Australians, you would expect the "G'day, mate. How's it going? That's not a knife. This is a knife." Like that sounds stereotypical, but it absolutely exists here. And then I speak like this, and it's completely different. You can't lie to me, Missy. I know, because you and I have been in the trenches together for those numerous hours. Oh, but that's really interesting that, yeah, she speaks with a softer tilt. Lilt. I meant lilt. I suppose it's kind of the same thing in a way, because you are tilting the sound forward, especially if a lot of the Scottish do like fully take advantage of their soft palate to make it a gentler sound. They really literally would tilt the sound into their forward palate. But that's me nerding out. Maybe maybe that's like Oh, no merit to it at all. I know, isn't it crazy? 3 years. And Kinta would have been around for about the same time. It's pretty crazy how fast time has gone. Scottish and Jamaican are two of my favorite accents. I just love the way it sounds. I agree. I cannot do a Jamaican accent, but I saw a meme one day that was basically like written, would you like a beer can? A beer, like to drink beer, and a can. Would you like a beer can? But if you say it the right way, would you like a beer can? Like, it sounds Jamaican. That I cannot actually do Jamaican, please. Just a little disclaimer, I can't actually do Jamaican. But all I can hear now when I think of Jamaicans saying bacon is beer can because of this stupid meme. Can you do a Canadian accent? I cannot. I cannot do a Canadian accent. I will admit, I cannot do a Canadian accent. I can probably copy, if I listen to Hayley long enough, I might be able to actually copy it. But Canadian, no. I should practice, actually. Because Hailstorm is Canadian, just for that context. Maybe I should, like, have her teach me and coach me, or at least have her read something out, and then I can copy what she's saying and make it sound Canadian too. Time flies when you're having fun. Yes, it definitely does. Oh, you actually joined Twitch in 2020. So you basically, like, when you joined us in a community, Kinta, that was like your first time actually on Twitch? That's crazy. Boxes and I met in Feb 2020. Wasn't it 2019? Wasn't it 2019? Or am I going crazy? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's not right. It must have been 2020. Now that sounded Canadian? Did it really? That sounded Canadian. What did I say? Oh no, what did I actually say? I can teach you easy. Can you acolyte? That's crazy. Just add an "eh" at the end of your sentence. Oh my goodness. Do I sound Canadian, eh? I'm down. We don't say "eh" that much. Don't you though? Foxes and I met about 2 minutes ago. Time sure flies, doesn't it, eh? Yes. Why, yes, Game On Hunter, it sure does. It's been a beautiful 2 minutes. Time definitely flies, though. You were looking for Skyrim streamers on your first days on Twitch? Really? Oh my gosh, you've been with Flash Killer that long too? That's amazing. So it was the first that you found, and Watson was also one of the first. That's crazy. Just before COVID took over, and it got really bad in April 2020. That's right. Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. If we connected in February 2020, is that what you said? Yes. And then I get yes. I think I'm probably thinking, because we had those crazy bad fires in Australia in 2019, and some of that bled into when we started having conversations. Was like, how bad are the fires today? So I probably had 2019 stuck in my head. I don't know. You listen to me. You tell me. Who is this Watson dude? I don't know who Watson is. Apparently he they neither play Skyrim now. Oh no. Well, I guess Skyrim doesn't know who Watson is either. For context for everyone else, Watson is where Hayley, Kinter, and I have connected in the community previously. So not the only way we've connected, but Watson is a connection that we were all a part of. That is so funny. Neither play Skyrim now. You got Discord in Feb 2020? When did I get Discord? Is there somewhere I can look to see that? I don't remember when I got Discord. There probably is somewhere to check that. Oh my goodness. Oh, excuse me. I just had a little thing. Okay. So I just gotta click on my name in Discord. Cool. But right, thank God no Skyrim. I love playing Skyrim. I love Skyrim so much. But yes, being a mod for a Skyrim player who didn't want any spoilers about the storyline, and yet the rest of the world has played Skyrim and wants to give their tips on how to play the freaking game. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare to do. Absolutely crazy. So I'm glad that phase is done. And I don't know the games he plays now, so I don't care about the spoilers. August 8, 2019. Really? Wait a second. 2019 was yours. I love how you spelled that, Haley. It was beautiful. It actually looks really... It does actually look pretty Norse. It's cool. I like it. I like it. You've done nice. Good spelling. Oh, but there you go. August 8th. There you go. Oh, I know your phone hates you, just like my freaking autocorrect. What was the, I had a great one from a staff member the other night. They were filming a sports game for us, and they said, what did they say? Dang, I can't remember, but basically their autocorrect made it seem like that they were dealing with buffalo on the field as there was a sports game being played, and it took me a while to realize what they actually meant. I was like, what? I know it's not buffalo because I'm watching their broadcast. What is it? Not buffalo. What the heck? You turned it off? Half our combos are a mess. Done setting got annoying. I should probably turn off autocorrect. Because it even does this insanely annoying thing where I will write exactly what I mean. Like exactly what I mean. I know what I'm saying. I know the words I'm using. And as soon as I hit send, it's like, you mean this word? And I'm like, no, I meant the word that I freaking wrote. I meant the word that is there the first time. I know what I was writing. I know what I meant. I know how to spell things. It was right the first time, autocorrect. Why the heck did you change it as soon as I sent it? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, buffalo. Like, I literally want to kind of like quickly scroll through my texts to double check. But I'm not going to do that because I'm here with you guys and I want to spend that time with you guys. But yeah, it was something like there's buffalo on the field. And I'm like, I hope not. Because they're playing a game of soccer right now. That would be very bad. Oh, I'm way worse without it. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that I'm worse without the autocorrect. And I don't know if I'm brave enough to turn it off to find out. Yep, definitely watching buffaloes. There's a bunch of buffaloes playing football. So that's what we're doing right now. Yep. I hate that. I believe you're referring to the autocorrect when it changes it after you sent the message. And I hate it too. I hate it. It tells you what you should say when you type literally. Yes, it tells you what it thinks makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. And then it's like, that's not a word. This is a word. No. What I typed is a word. I'm sorry if my vernacular is too much of a thesaurus for you, autocorrect, but this is a word, and I'm freaking using it, and I'm freaking right the freaking first time. New spot, buffalo playing soccer. Yes. Oh, you want to spend this time with me too? Oh, Kynd, that's so sweet. No sleep for America. But I love the irony of the fact that you just said, I want to spend this time with you. And then you said, I want to watch buffalo. I guess the buffalo won. If it's a contest between watching foxes on stream and watching buffalo, I guess the buffalo win. Oh. That's okay. I'd probably, if someone said to me, there's buffalo playing freaking football, oh my god, you got to see this, I'd probably want to tune into that too. So I can't say that I blame you. But no, thankfully, there was no buffalo on that game because that would have been very bad. Actually, unfortunately, we did watch a player get a broken leg the other night, and you could hear it, and it was that poor player. Like, my heart ooh, my heart's like this poor player. They're in the league, the highest league that you can go in Australia, except for actually representing Australia. So a broken leg in playing sport is so detrimental to their career. And the fact that our camera was not that close to the field and you could hear it, oh my gosh, I just really hope that they have the speediest recovery, because that's awful. I know you mean footballers in soccer. I'm American, sue me. But there just so happens to be a Buffalo football team in America. Actually, that's quite funny. Yes, I definitely mean football, soccer. I grew up calling it soccer. It's always been soccer to me, but they're really pushing in Australia now that it's called football. And I can see why, because like rugby, you don't really use your feet with the ball in rugby. But in soccer, you do. So I get why they want to push that soccer is football, but I'm so used to calling it soccer. It's just like ingrained in me that it's soccer. So there's a streamer named Buffalo that stopped streaming. Oh my gosh, Kynd, you have definitely surfed all the channels in Twitch. You know everyone and their flavors and their tastes and their abilities and the games they play. Like, it's impressive. It's super impressive. And impressive that you can give that like support to everyone. It's awesome. Not soccer though, because America wants it to be cute and name it something else. Wait, what do you call soccer? Wait, is there something I'm missing? Do you not call it soccer? I hope it heals well too, Haley, because it was like I could hear it. I could hear it from a different city as I was monitoring the broadcast. Obviously, I'm not hearing it from a different city just with my amazing hearing. I'm listening to a broadcast. But I don't know. Our microphones aren't that good because of the what we were filming. We didn't need full broadcast quality, is just what I'm saying. So at the time, the microphone wasn't that good. And yet to be able to hear the snap... like you. Oh, terrible. Rugby. Yes. Yeah, rugby. Flash Killer introduced me to Buffalo. Really? Oh, there you go. Rugby. Yes, rugby is we call football for us here on the east coast of Australia is technically rugby. Football is rugby. Rugby league and rugby union. It's all so backwards, I know. Also, Briana, we definitely have the same hairstyle today. Really? You got the little spinny and the little... Actually, yes, I did see your snaps. That's so funny, actually, because I was looking at hair tutorials today, and to be honest, I was like, what do I do with my hair today? And this is what came up. So, maybe you subconsciously planted a seed in my brain. Yeah, then I don't like rugby. Rugby would be the equivalent to American football. Yes. Yes, it would be the equivalent to American football. Whereas football is called soccer here. Okay, so you do call it soccer. Sorry. I think I got confused. You do call it soccer. Yes, we also have an Australian football league, which is our own kind of football. It's not rugby league, and it is not rugby union, and it's not soccer. It's weird. It's actually very weird. However, the Europeans actually really like our Australian Football League, or we just call it AFL. And it's the strangest thing to me that they like it so much. But when I lived in London and in Europe, we actually covered some of the Europeans play AFL. We actually covered and broadcasted the Europeans playing Australian football. And it was so cool because there was like the Europe Cup, and even though Israel isn't technically Europe, I don't think, they were allowed to be a part of this cup. And they were called the Israel Peace Lions, and they were actually using AFL, Australian football. They were using AFL to bring peace to their part of the country. They had Jewish and Muslim and there was something else very specific, and I've just had a little mental blank, but they were using AFL to bring these different religious factions together through a football that Australia made up. And literally, AFL is the weirdest rules. It is the weirdest game. Oh my gosh, but it was kind of cool. Oh, sorry, chat got away from me. I'm looking super cute. Thank you, Haley. So are you. You always look super cute. Thank you very much. Two entirely different sports, but confusing to non-Americans because we have a sport here called football that no one plays much anywhere else, but we have soccer here that everyone calls football. Oh no. That's like our rugby league, rugby union, and AFL. Not rugby or soccer. Two. I think AFL is something else here. Is it? No. Yes, I think AFL is like American Football League or something. Same as NFL, National Football League. Well, yeah, because rugby is like a lot like football here in the States. We call ours NFL. Yes. Oh my gosh. Isn't it confusing? My brain was mixing NFL and ASL, American Sign Language. Oh, that is the curse of using, oh my gosh. I've just had a mental blank. I nearly said connotations or annotations, and it's not that. When you have the abbreviations by just using the first letter of every word. I've had a mental blank on what that's called. And I can't believe I just had a mental blank on what that's called. But they do be confusing when you start having all of those. You also have a lot of different sign languages in America. We have Auslan here, which is American Sign Language. We call it Auslan. And we use two hands here. But you guys in America, you have two hands, then you have a version with one hand, and you have a different version with kind of a mix of both. You have lots of different sign languages, which I guess makes sense because we have different dialects when we speak. But I thought that was kind of cool. Why can't we call things the same? I know. It's almost as if we had different origins and different languages to start with, and then we've just like muddled it all together. Ausland. That's Ausland is an alternative to Australia, but no, it's I'll spell it right there. Auslan. It's like AU for Australian, and then sign language is kind of what it's breaking down to. AU for Australian, S for sign, and LAN for language. NFL is the current abbreviation. Back in the day, there used to be two conferences, AFL and NFL, that are now unified as just the NFL. Oh, well, there you go. I had no idea. You know what I would say? We have sports supporters here in Australia that really get behind their sports teams. So, like, the support for sport in Australia is huge. But the one thing I think we're missing is how much America have the ability to hype up their audiences. When you're there watching a game live, I'm not the biggest sports person, but I would love to go see like a basketball game or an NFL game or hockey in Canada. Yeah, something like that, because America, and Canada seem to do this very well too. America just know how to hype up their audience. And I'm afraid to look at chat right now because I feel like Haley just popped in with some chaotic goodness there. But yeah, America know how to hype up their audiences. And to be at a sports game is to be at an event. Whereas here, yes, it's an event to go see sports live, but you cheer wildly when your team scores or wins, but not much else happens otherwise. So crowd goes wild when their team scores or wins, especially in final games, but not so much otherwise. So, a bit more hype in sports games here is definitely needed. How could they be different? Wait, what was the Oz? What was the land? Whoa, I can't read suddenly. Wait, was the land of Oz from Wizard of Oz supposed to be Australia? I don't think so. I think Oz was just the name of choice. It was just the name they chose. Oh my goodness. So no, I don't think the land of Oz has anything to do with Australia. aside from the fact that Oz is very, 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 very different to Australia anyway. Australia is getting some... Are we actually getting some NFL games next year? Do you mean by broadcast or by teams actually playing it? That's crazy. I like watching some sports for the cake. Haley. Yes, I did say Canada, but I meant Canada. I don't know why. Same as sometimes I call photography photography. It just comes out. And I know they're wrong. But Canada and photography, they're a bit of a curse of mine. Oh my gosh. A football thing was the only time I willingly walked out of a Christian church event and they had good food. Football was just mind-numbing. I couldn't take it. But you enjoy the atmosphere and the food. So there you go. Like, to be able to pull you out of something that is normally so organic for you. But it must mean they do their audience hyping pretty well. I believe either the Raiders, Chiefs, or Jaguars are going to be playing in the Outback next season. What? What? Hold on. What? That sounds fascinating. My question now is, are they bringing their hype ability? Because I would totally go see some of that sports and get behind the hype. What? Cake is good. Yes, cake is good. But I know you're referring to that booty girl. Hi, Johnson. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. The Down Under. Yes, definitely. The Down Under. You almost kind of have to like really put on the boganness to say Down Under. Mate, I'm from Down Under. Like, there's no polish or prime to Down Under. Australians have to say it like that. Down Under. Sometimes the bogan accent does my head in. Yeah, that was a big thing today. Funny enough, semi-finals were today, the national championship, or Super Bowl as we call it, in 2 weeks. There you go. The Super Bowl is a prime example of making a sport, or the sport, an event. Like all of those halftime performances and all of the ads that come out for Super Bowl, and then grabbing celebrities and like fully making them the focus of the halftime entertainment or the ad things that happen. Like, that's a really good example. The Super Bowl is an amazing example of making sport this epic event, as opposed to us who are like, yay, we won something. Like, it's completely different. Booties be good. Booty. Booties do be good. Super Bowl is for eating cereal? What? Am I missing something? Is that something you guys do in the Northern Hemisphere? What is with the Super Bowl and eating cereal? Well, that's up to y'all. The stadium is in Australia, so if you want it to be lively, Aussie's got to show up. That makes sense. Do you happen to know what stadium that they will be playing at? Because that sounds really interesting. The only sports I know anything about are archery and chess. No way, that's awesome. Firstly, I would actually love to be able to, I was going to say just simply to archery. To do archery. I think that sounds freaking epic. I want to like channel my inner like lass or my inner Katniss Everdeen and just hell yes. I did karate for a long time and I did weapons class and I got pretty good with the bow staff, but my weapon of choice would be archery. And I just gotta like back myself and either make a choice to like go and actually do some archery classes or just, you know, keep wishing and never actually doing. So I should really get my butt into gear. And chess is awesome. I love chess. My grandfather taught me chess. I remember sitting down at a table and him teaching me like what all the pieces do, and even giving me a trainer chessboard so that the pieces of the chess pieces, when they faced you, had like a little plaque on them that told you the moves that you can do with them. Like, I think I still have that chessboard. So heck yes to chess. Absolutely. Ads and a halftime show are amazing, but not worth sitting through them. You just watch them afterwards on YouTube. I mean, if you're not a sports person, that makes total sense. You can still enjoy the entertainment that they offer and not have to sit through a game that you don't enjoy. No, I'm being chaotic. To be honest, it's a different experience here in the States because the stadiums are in hometowns with people that have been fans for decades. So it's a lot more dedicated and electric. 100%. 100%. Because don't get me wrong, like Australia definitely have electric atmospheres. But it's so vastly different to the hype that you guys do. The level of engagement and focus that the mascots or the people there do to hype up their crowds and get them behind the sports teams. It's very different. Archery is awesome, but bow and Joe staff techniques are more practical for everyday life. They might be. I mean, if I get an intruder into my home and an intruder into my home and I have this broom, I'm like sweeping the floor, I know what to do with it. Unfortunately, I don't have a bow and a quiver that's like properly fletched. I don't have them lying around, but broomsticks, I totally do. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's such a cute memory. Oh, thank you. Unfortunately, I don't see like that grandfather is not around anymore. But it is a cute memory. It's a nice one to be able to hold on to. Would you play a cross between Go and chess in a collectible style video game? Do you mean Pokemon Go? Potentially? Maybe? That seems to make sense. Go and chess in a collectible style video game? Yeah. Yeah, I would. I love chess. I'd just play just as chess. And if you want to throw in some Go is in the ball game. I don't know what that is. Unfortunately. But people hunt with bows. That's true. That is very true. However, I would also say being in Australia, not a lot of us have weapons. In fact, barely any of us have any kind of weapon. So it's definitely more likely for us to have like a broomstick. I will say that much at least. Here in Australia, it might be a bit more equal to the broomstick. I walk with a cane, so it's on hand at all times. Well, there you go. So you can be like the badass they don't suspect. If you know how to do bow and Joe staffing, then you can be the badass they don't expect. They're like, who's this person using a cane? And then you're like, I'm a badass. Okay, so I need to sleep. Yes, get some sleep. I love you and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I love you too. I hope you have an amazing sleep. Thank you so much for being here and get all the rest that you need. Go is in the ball game. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what Go is, unfortunately. Funnily enough, I found out about rugby a few years ago. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, E. Johnson. It's so lovely to have you a part of the kinship. Thank you so much. I probably shouldn't have spoke over that because it made me lose my train of thought a little. Thank you so much for the follow, though. I really appreciate it. I'm super excited to have you here. I was reading Acolyte. Okay, sorry. Funnily enough, I found out about rugby a few years ago because the team I follow, the San Francisco 49ers, had signed a pro rugby player who was supposedly really popular in Australia. That rings a bell. Unfortunately, he was cut shortly after and isn't playing anymore due to injuries. That name of that player is on the tip of my tongue. I know who you're talking about, actually, because they came from rugby league. Yes, Jared Hayne. Yes. Okay, there you go, Jared Hayne. I also think that he wasn't the best, influence. Unfortunately, he wasn't the best representation of Australia. I could be wrong, but there was definitely another Australian that went over and joined a team in America, and there's been 2 or 3 that are semi-successful in the NFLs. So I could be wrong about who it was specifically, but one of them unfortunately was not the best influence, and they were not the best representation of Australia. They were a bit bad, mean. Oh, he's in prison. Well, that explains that one. Oh my gosh. Yeah. 4 years for domestic violence as of 2021. There you go. But Bo from karate, Joe from aikido. So you do know how to use the bow and the Joe. Therefore, Kinta, you are totally the badass that no one would suspect. You just, you're walking along with your cane, living your best life, or like just being yourself, and then they think you're an easy target, but pow, 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 you are hella not the easy target. You are, in fact, the badass they didn't suspect. Go is a strategy game like chess, but they have nothing in common. Oh, well, there you go. I've never heard of it before. But if I knew more about it, then I feel like potentially it could be cool to cross them over. Well, how about you, Johnson? If you have familiarity with both Go and chess, how do you feel about a crossover between the two games? In the question that Kinta had, let me double check what Kinta asked. Would you play a cross between Go and chess in a collectible style video game? That was the question. What do you think? Would you do a Go chess collectible style video game? That could be very interesting. But I don't know what Go is, so unfortunately I can't really help. Oh no, you've never played Go either. But you'd be down, so there you go. I can only presume that to be positivity. If you're aware of Go, even having never played it, but you would give chess and Go a go, then I feel like that's a positive answer right there. But what about you, Kinta? You didn't answer yourself. Would you do a Go? Wow, I feel like I'm saying, like, when you say a word a lot and the word starts to sound a little funny. That's what Go is happening to me right now. That was not a sentence. That's what's happening with the word Go right now. But yeah, Kinta, what about you? Would you do Go and chess? Yes, to the point that I'm planning on making it. Oh. Because you are pretty handy with the old creation of games and pixel art and so forth. Oh, well, there you go. Have you started making that? Or is this something that you're still planning? I know you just literally said planning on making it, but have you made any start at all? That sounds really cool. I'm going to take some water because water is important. That's right. I remember you saying that you were learning Unity. So there you go. So maybe with a bit more Unity under your belt, you will have it underway. See, Go is just now on my mouth. It's on my lips. It's on my tongue. It's coming. It's the word that's just coming out. What I personally wish for is to get baseball to be more popular outside of the USA, South America, Japan. Because I know in the EU, cricket is really popular. Oh my gosh. Cricket is super popular here. And cricket is not my favorite. So I have multiple jobs. One of them is full-time in sports broadcasting. I am literally the person who directs what you see as a viewer. So I'm literally the person that says, camera 2, I need you to get a shot of the player that's got an injury. Camera 1, I need you to stay on the ball. Camera 3, we're coming to you because you have the coach that's going crazy and mad. Okay, camera 3, we're on you, you're live. That's literally my job. It's not the only thing I do in my job, but it's literally my job. And we are currently going around Australia broadcasting cricket. And it is not my favorite. It's unfortunately not my favorite. It is a long game in the heat that just never ends. And then they can just decide for no real reason. They can just decide to make it go longer. And I'm like, I would like to go home. I'm tired. And they play these games back to back to back to back, like multiple super long ass days. Yeah, not my favorite. Sounds really interesting. That's so cool. Damn, that's the dream job. Well, not for cricket. Yeah, I'm very fortunate. It is definitely a dream job, and there's no denying that I feel very blessed with the job that I have. And I mean, my house just gets covered with sports stuff. And I have all access passes to all the stadiums, and not all of the stadiums, and I definitely can't go after hours. But I know I am very blessed, and I very much appreciate that. I went to uni, I worked my butt off in production, and I have found a job that I'm thriving in. So I feel very blessed. But yes, I have that as a job, and I also have branding as a job. Hence, a lot of my about panels in the panels in my about section of my stream. You want to do that for baseball or football? Well, heck yeah. That's awesome. I think there is I don't know where you are in America. I don't know. You don't need to tell me at all. But I believe there is a company called Barstool Sports that are very similar to us and what we do. So even if you don't reach out to them, maybe it's worth researching Barstool Sports maybe and companies like them, and just start sending your resume. Do work experience for free, or if you've got a degree, absolutely highlight that and start messaging them. Oh no, you're in California is what I think that is, and they're in Boston. No, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was hoping I could help there. But, I mean, they could be a great Googling start. Definitely Google them, and Google will bring up similar companies for sure. So, you could definitely start there and find a bunch of companies that could be local to you. Or, like here with my company in Australia, not my company literally, but the company I work for, we have operators in multiple cities. Because we cover multiple sports in multiple cities. We cover cricket, and we cover soccer, and we cover football, and we cover rugby, and we cover AFL, and we cover netball, and we cover all the stupid freaking sports. We're even covering futsal right now. So, yeah, they might even have something similar. Really? No way. You love Barstool Sports? I nearly said something else. You love Barstool Sports, and you follow all the podcasts and the sport books. Well, why not reach out to them? Because like us, they might operate in several cities. I have not looked that much into them. I don't know. But they might even have remote job opportunities, or they might even have remote internships. Could totally be it. I would do. How are you doing? I'm not going to read out your chat simply because I appreciate what you said so much, but I don't feel personally like I'm there yet. Hello, lovely. How are you doing? But Acolyte, seriously, definitely either Google Barstool Sports and it'll come up with alternative companies, or reach out to Barstool Sports. You never know. They might have an opportunity for you that's remote, or they might be taking on internships, or they might, or whatever. You never know. Because I'm actually also literally hiring for the company that I work for. And we randomly just had 2 people email us taking a chance. And now I'm reaching out to them. So you never know. Reach out to Barstool Sports. Are you looking at like doing the production side of things, or are you like an assistant or social media, or like what sort of role are you looking for? Because I'm sure that you'd be able to find a pitch that they would love to love to see pop into their inbox, you know? I can't believe, actually, that we have been chatting for over an hour and I've not even played the game. But this has been so much fun just connecting with you guys. The equivalent for them in California competitively would be the athletic or sports betting. Oh, like FanDuel's, DraftKings, or Bally Sports. Bally is what I said, but I think it's Bally Sports. The equivalent for them in California competitively would be the athletic or sports betting. Are Barstool Sports? Wait. Are they not what I thought they were? Are they a betting company, or are they a production company? Because my brain's going to spin out if they're not actually production. but I think I know why I've confused them for being production. If they're actually sports betting, then I know why I have confused them for production. Oh, they're both. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm glad I'm not completely like... Both make sense. We sort of do both, kind of. We tap into the betting data, and that's what actually scores a lot of our games. They do production, but they do their own sports book. I see. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Well, yeah, if you love them and you know what they do and you know what they're about, you have an advantage that many other people applying for a job with them would. Can't hurt to reach out to them. If you want to do it, I would definitely suggest just go for it. I can't believe we've been talking. Have we been talking about sports for like a whole hour? Because that's crazy. That's crazy. For someone, yes, I work in sports, but technically I work in production. For someone who doesn't fully, like, I'm not a sports fanatic. Like, I'm not wildly sport crazy. This has been a hella good talk about sport, and it's awesome. I'm here for it. Oh my gosh, I needed that water. I definitely needed that hydration. I could change this to a just chatting stream, or we could play some Minecraft. Maybe what do you guys want to do? I'm more into them because of the fact that they focus. Wow, that's not what you said at all. I'm more into them because of the focus they touch is more on the fanatic side of sports. They have a wide range beyond production. That makes sense. Hell yes, that makes sense. Whereas the company I work for is very much about production. Like, we do work with Fox Sports and we do work with KO and Paramount and 10 and for ourselves. And it's very much about the broadcast. As opposed to anything else. Minecraft? Yeah, Johnson, I was meant to be playing Minecraft and I got so involved with talking that what's Minecraft? Would you like to see some Minecraft? Is that your phone? Because I've been building, this is actually literally the 15th stream. 14th. Whatever, what's in my title? 14. This is actually literally the 14th stream I have ever done. So we're not very far along, but I have been in the process of building a medieval city. So mostly we've been focusing on the farm so that I have some food to sustain me because we're doing it in survival mode. But yes, that is what we have been doing here in this little corner, in my little corner, in the kinship, in the corner of the universe. I meant of the internet, but the universe works too. My little corner of the internet has been mostly building in survival mode in Minecraft. Oh no. Hi Meiji, how are you? Why are you crying? Oh no, are you okay? Am I a Minecraft pro? No, I'm not, but I love to be creative. And I have a lot of experience with building in Minecraft. A lot of like the really fine details, I don't know so much. Like the really like how to be more efficient building and cutting down trees and things like enchantments and like nether portals lining up. No, I'm not a Minecraft pro. But building, I love to build. You speak Spanish? I do not speak Spanish. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't speak Spanish, but I appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you being here. I don't think I have any Spanish left. I used to know a little bit. Yeah. Oh. Thank you. Yes, how are you? It's a great question. That much Spanish I do remember. But thank you so much, Kinta, for jumping in there. I really wish I could speak Spanish, though, because Spanish is a very interesting language to me. I think it sounds really pretty and potentially prettier than French. When I lived in London, I had friends from both countries. And Actually, I had to laugh one day because I was working in a job with an Italian, some French guys. We had all of the countries, but specifically in this moment, in this memory that I'm recalling, we're in an area, in a kitchen. Actually, we're working in hospitality, and I'm in there with my French friend, my Italian friend, and another French guy walks in and starts speaking French to the other French person. They start speaking French, blah 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 blah, and as the original guy who walked in walks back out again, the Italian guy goes, "Wow, that sounded so romantic. What were you talking about?" And the French friend that I had was like, "We were literally talking about who was taking out the trash." Oh, but to me, Spanish is nicer to listen to, I mean. Because for me, I'm in school for computer science. Oh, that's awesome. You're into analytics heavily. So I love doing sports analytics, statistics, but I'm not what you would say a mic personality. So I guess if I were to get a job with someone like Barstool, I'd be the dude running the stats of players and generating algorithms for projections, bets of said players. That sounds freaking awesome. I will admit I'm not good at maths at all. It's okay. Thank you for answering my question. I appreciate that you answered the question. I'm not mathematically minded at all. I'm very creative. I'm very much aesthetic, storytelling. Like that's where I excel, which is why I'm often the one calling the shots. Because I don't understand sport, but I understand how to tell a story somehow. It sounds so backwards that I don't really know sport. Like I don't know how to play cricket, but I'm producing it because there's a story down there to tell. And that's where I excel. I excel at telling that story. So mathematically minded? No, not me. You did not come to me. Even for the 2 + 2, I don't know, 10. I'm not the mathematical mind. But that sounds sick. If you have that mathematical ability to generate stats and well, what else did you say? Analytics and stuff about a player, then that's amazing. I think that's super cool. And why the heck not? Even if you are currently in school, why don't you reach out to Barstool and try for an internship? That sounds awesome to me, because also running statistics and analytics doesn't sound like a job that you need to be with them in person. You can do that remotely. I understand sports more than for my good 90% of the time. My family hates watching baseball with me because I'm a computer with them. I can see that. It's kind of like watching films with me can be frustrating because I'll either ruin the special effects or I'll be like, hey, it's really cool how they did this. They did X, Y, and Z. And you know, that's kind of the same thing as ruining the special effects, but like I'm geeking out about things that they don't really care about, that they just to watch the story unfold in front of them, and I'm like, film, sports, not sports, sorry, production. Behind the scenes is awesome. Did you know this actor was also in this film? And that's really cool because then they play the sister of that, but in this film they play the brother of that, and then they're now married to them. And isn't that funny to like play different roles where suddenly they've gone from sibling love to marital love? Like, yeah, that's me. And the people watching the movies and the TV shows with me are like, I just want to watch the story unfold in front of me. Be quiet. But the fact that you have that much passion and joy for what you do, I think is really cool. And tap into that. Lean into that. Like, hell yes. Lean into that 100%. Because that's... They say to find a job that you are passionate about and enjoy, and you'll never work a day in your life. But I think, unfortunately, there are so many times when people go into jobs that they feel love for, and the love dies because it becomes passionless, because it's a rigorous, formulatic role that they now have to do. This task, this job, this obligation. Like it loses the passion because it's this thing they have to monotonously on autopilot repeatedly do. But still, if you can find something that is more than passion, but inherently a part of you, and turn that into a job that you know is something that has longevity. And I think that's freaking awesome. The longevity to be able to, yes, have passion, of course, but for it to fill you with purpose. That's the word I'm looking for. If it shouldn't be about passion. It should be about purpose. If you can find a job that gives you purpose, you'll never work a day in your life. Yeah, that's me. They watch it with the mindset of stickman hits ball good. And I'm watching as, okay, this guy bats lefty and this dude throws right one, has a better average against said type, and this is the pitch that should be thrown to X, Y to get the Z result. That's me. You and me have that in common. You and me definitely have that in common. You agree? You agree that it should be about purpose as opposed to passion? Yes. I mean, it's just a little observation that I've made. But the amount of times, because I went to a school, I went to university. I have multiple degrees in a very creative field. The amount of people that did this degree with me, they're not doing what they were meant to do anymore. In fact, one of them's a train driver. And strangely enough, they found purpose with train driving. And I think that's freaking awesome. But they've gone from production to train driving. So what they had a passion in wasn't quite enough to maybe sustain them in a career. So they found something that gave them purpose instead. And the production stuff that they do is now more of a hobby, but it's passion. They've like reignited the passion. So for me, I think it makes more sense to say, find a job that you don't love, maybe, but gives you purpose, and then you'll never work a day in your life. You're working on finishing your degree and just working a sales job so you can afford rent, car insurance and such. Heck yes. There is nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. Nothing wrong in a job that gets you from A to B. I have worked in hospitality and I have worked in retail and I have worked on these things over all the public holidays, over Christmas, over New Year's. I have like really put in the hard slog to be able to transition out of it. It was a job to get me what I needed, and that was the funds to live my life, to pay my uni, to pay my car and my rent, etc., etc., and to hustle a full-time job. And there is nothing in the full-time job in what I want, which was production, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm not gonna lie, as much as I want something like that, I need something practical to cover bills. Because living here has gotten sky high, sadly. That's right. You said California, right? I've heard that it's crazy expensive. But I still stand by what I just said, that there's nothing wrong in jobs that help you just to cover life, to cover the cost of living. Nothing at all. And you can do that whilst applying for full-time jobs that will sustain you. I mean, even the job I have now is the base rate for a full-time job. I would like to hope that promotions still arise for me in the future. I'm definitely hustling for that. And then I can earn a bit more, because I'm earning the very basic amount that a full-time job would offer you here in Australia. And it is enough to cover my rent. It is enough to cover my car bills and, insurance and whatever. But it's not like I'm really saving anything either. So it's funny because it's almost like I'm back working in retail and hospitality as far as the monetary value goes. But at least I have found that purpose. And I'm finding so much purpose in streaming too. It's kind of exhausting doing a full-time job and this, but I freaking love this. I freaking love it so much. Yeah, I'm happy to be there while I'm making strides. I don't look at it that I'm getting stuck. Hell yes. Absolutely. You're not getting stuck. You are supporting yourself whilst you build a dream life. And I think that's because I'm actually taking in a lot of resumes for my company. And like not a lot, but they're starting to trickle in because we've just started to advertise it. I'm seeing a lot of them that it's hard to explain. It's even not even so much the people that have applied for working with us, actually. I will backtrack to say it was the people that I went to uni with. They are in jobs that they feel like is embarrassing. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, we are still young. And if you are in a job that pays your bills whilst you go out and pursue what your dream is, stop being so embarrassed by it, because damn, dude, you are hustling and you are going to be a better person for being able to take on that shitty job that you're quote unquote embarrassed by and apply that skill into your dream job. The next time you're like, you get your dream job and your boss says, hey, I need you to do X, Y, Z, and it's not the most desirable task of the career, no problem for you, because you know you have worked your butt off to get to where you are. You are proving that you're reliable to do any task that your boss throws at you, because you're just so, like, you've hustled hard to get the job that you want. And you're happy to be there, and you're just, you know, you are now living your dream. So what's it matter if you're doing the best task, so long as you keep working to promote and get the best task as well. It doesn't matter if you start up doing the worst task, because you've hustled hard to get there, and now you're in a job that was your dream. I don't know if that made any sense. The way I go at it for jobs is find a purpose for the job and don't make lateral movements. If you leave a job, it's because you're growing for something greater. Absolutely. Wait. Did I just say XYZ? Did I say XYZ? Oh, but yes, I did say XYZ. We don't say Z in Australia. We say Z. It took me a second to realize what was wrong with that. I was focused too much on the fact, like, did I just say XYZ at all? Like, did I just say that in my speech? But yes, Australians do not say Z. We say Z. We literally do the alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. You never understood it? You know what? I don't have an answer for you. I actually don't know why we say Z. I actually don't have an answer. But, uh-oh, what's coming after this? But. It's a word. I think is it a word or is it a name? Because I know it's short for, like, Zedekiah, which is a name I have not heard in so long. But I know it's like the short version or the nickname of a name. I don't recall it being a word, though. Is it a word? It has multiple letters to describe a letter. It's how we pronounce it. We would still spell it, if you can call it that. We still just put in the letter. Your small American brain. No. Acolyte, if there is anything you have proven tonight, it is that you have proven to have a very big brain. You have not got a small brain. Believe me. If there is anything, like, if there is any, like, vibe that I'm getting from you, it is not that you have a small brain, or even a cultural thing. We just say Z because we do. I don't have an answer as to why. We just do. Oh, more water needs to be had. Oh wow. It is a warm night tonight. Not as warm as it has been, but it is a warm night tonight, and it's a little bit muggy because it's summer for us. In the southern hemisphere, we are the opposite to you guys, so it is summer for me right now, and it has been hot and it has been storming, and the combination of both is just like, it's muggy. It's very humid. My brother gets mad at me when I call him Ted the Z, because he's Gen Z, and I prefer the Z. You actually prefer the Z pronunciation. Ted the Z has a very nice ring to it, to be fair. Yeah, have fun with that. I still got 4 months. Okay, I'm also now getting the impression, Acolyte, that you prefer winter to summer. Would I be correct in this vibe? I don't know Fahrenheit. you broke my brain a little bit. Because I at first was thinking Celsius, and 120 degrees Celsius would fry a human. They would be a boiled egg. I feel like I need to hold on. I actually want to. I'm curious. What is that? Ooh. Yeah, I just saw. Whoa. That's Whoa. Excuse me. Where in California are you? You don't actually need to answer that. But I had no idea it got that hot. I had no idea it gets that hot. I don't understand sea outside of the lab. I can tell you, as far as Celsius goes, is our boiling point is 100 degrees. So by saying 120 degree Fahrenheit, if 100 is our Celsius boiling point, you just saying like the weather is 120 just broke my brain. Southern California gets toasty in the summer. Wow. I mean, we get those as well. That's precisely like 100. To convert that, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, we get that here. But where I am on the east coast of Australia in a beach town, so I thankfully get sea breezes. So we don't quite get that hot. But it gets freaking hot in our outback to the point where there are people who actually live underground. There aren't many of them, but the ones that like live literally out in the middle of nowhere, they actually sort of have made little homes under the ground. And it's really cool. But it gets that hot that they go underground in the summer, quite literally. I'm so glad that I don't have to do that. I mean, I could be channeling my inner wombat or platypus and making burrows. But no, I'm glad to live in a beach city, and it is nice here. And we get nice sea breezes, so it never gets that hot. In saying that, actually, one of my staff members is on the opposite side of Australia. They are on the west coast. They are in a beach city, and they did say next week it should get to about, by that logic, 115 Fahrenheit, maybe? Funny enough, I am American, so Fahrenheit is over Celsius to everyone, but I happen to know Celsius as well, just because computers by default use Celsius as measurement, and I learned it over the years. Well, there you go. So that was super helpful. Like, you didn't need to Google. You just knew what Celsius was as a conversion from Fahrenheit. Perfect. That came in very handy just now when I'm like, oh, I don't know what Fahrenheit is. You were like, I got you, foxes. I can convert it. I can convert it to Celsius. Oh, that's actually interesting. I didn't know that by default they use Celsius. Is there a reason for that? Do you know? What yeah, because to me, I don't know, maybe I'm talking out of my buttocks, but to me, Celsius makes more sense because we start at 0. Like, we actually just start at 0, and then 100 is our boiling point, and if it's below 0, then it's freaking cold. Sub-zero is very much a term that's used to refer to being cold. So if anything is below 0 here, you know it's cold. And like when you guys say 30 degrees is cold, I have to really think about that. I have to really stretch my brain and be like, 30 degrees is cold? Where's the minus? That's not cold. It's funny though, because I'm so used to Fahrenheit. So when I hear 48 degrees Celsius, my immediate thought is, damn, it's cold. Yeah. So it's like the complete opposite of what I just said. That's just the nurturing we've been given, the places we grew up. People say Sub-Zero is cold here too. Well, I mean, that's very true. A Sub-Zero for you guys is like, damn, it's Antarctica kind of cold. I can handle a half hour of minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit with short sleeves. What the heck is 10 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? Because 32 Fahrenheit is the freezing point? That is the most random number. What will our freezing point be? I know. How about 52? How about 38? How about 45? Why not? How does that happen? 0 is freezing and 100 is boiling. To me, this makes sense. Just saying like 32 is a freezing point makes no sense. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I literally have no idea what minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit is. But if it was minus 10 degrees Celsius, you better believe I would not be in short sleeves. Even 10 degrees Celsius, I am not in short sleeves. But to be fair, I'm a wuss. I'm such a wuss. I'm like a crybaby when it comes to being cold. I love winter. I don't mind like cozy days inside when it's raining outside. And I don't mind like trench coats and winter fashion and like I just generally don't mind the cold. But if the cold gets into my core, if I start like freezing from the very like deepest part of my organic structure, my body, then I become a full crybaby. And it's like when people get hangry. Well, it's actually funny because I don't get hangry, I get sangry. If I'm hungry, I get sad. But it's the same for being cold. If I get cold, I'm the biggest crybaby. Like, I don't complain necessarily, but I want to crawl up in a corner and bawl my eyes out. I can't handle being cold. I'm comfy at 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. At 4 degrees Celsius? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm sorry, what? You would be comfortable between 4 and 14 degrees Celsius. 14 degrees Celsius is okay. That, I think, is your 50 Fahrenheit. I think. If I'm Googling this correctly. But, is that correct? Oh, that's not how you spell 50. 10. Between 4 and 10 degrees. Yeah, no. And part of that is because I'm Australian and most of us endure heat through most of the year. Yeah, no, I'm living, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, I'm good. Living in my cozy, thank you for converting that, by the way. Living in my cozy 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 20 to 26 Celsius in California 7 months of the year. That is me also. That is also me. I've been to LA, and LA was very similar to our summers. Very, very similar. I aggravate people because it'll be snowing. We'll be walking for hours. I'll be in huge jackets, and I won't be cold enough to zip mine up. If you can handle that, all the power to you, Kynd. I think that's awesome. If you can handle being cold, lean into that. For sure. Because I cannot. I will cry. I will be the person in the jacket saying, if you're not going to use that jacket, can I? No joke. I was filming in Amsterdam for, funnily enough, the AFL in Europe. I was filming in Amsterdam and I ended up having like my puffer jacket, my colleagues, like I had like a t-shirt, a jumper, and a puffer jacket type thing that I'd brought with me. And then I was wearing his jumper, and then I was still shivering so that my boss gave me his puffer jacket. So I was very layered up. And I was still cold. And I had gloves and a beanie. I was still cold. I die in summer way too hot. Once it gets to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, I get too hot. I might need to Google that again. 3 months are brutal for 100 to 120 Fahrenheit in summer, and 2 are around 40 to 60 Fahrenheit in winter. My thin hoodie, I don't wear jackets. So zipping up your thin hoodie. Well, I would still be like, may I borrow that? Because I'd be cold. I freaking love the snow. I've not experienced it very much. And like the things that Haley sends me in Canada are full snowstorms and full being snowed in and full needing to like put on the chains on the car and shoveling the snow out of the driveway. Looks inconvenient as heck. But I have experienced falling snow once or twice in my life, and I was just like a kid in a candy store. I was living in London, and I was dating a Spaniard, and I remember like coming home one day, and the car park thing in front of our apartment building, I had come home from work, I was in the car park, and I was like, London doesn't snow very heavy at all. In fact, most of it's slush, but it had just freshly fallen, and I was making a snowman like this high, and I just hear this, babe, what are you doing? Like his head's hanging out the window. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it's snow. It's snow. I have to experience this. I like stick my head out the windows in our apartment being like, snow, 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 snow as it falls. Like to me, that's magical. So I'd probably really enjoy that snow walk. I'd just be asking to borrow your layers. If you're not going to use them, I might as well. I should convert them. I will convert them. Let's read this with some context. So, Kinta first said that you die in the summer because it's too hot at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Trusty Google says 21 degrees. You get too hot at 21 degrees Fahrenheit? That's like perfect weather for me. And then Acolyte said you get 100 to 120 through the summer, which you said was freaking 48 degrees Celsius. That's insane. And then 40 to 60 in winter. I think our winters are very similar then, because that's between the 4 and 15? Something like that. Whoa, no way, I just hit that on the head. I typed in 60 and it said 15. Wow. Okay, cool. But yeah, our winters I think are very similar, Acolyte. Funny, I'm so used to warm, cool weather, I really find the need for a sweater in California unless it rains, which in itself is very rare and few in between. It definitely rains here. It's summer and it was raining tonight. So it definitely rains here. And not like London. People say it's always raining in London. Yes, but it's like cute little gentle little raindrops. They're like cute little, oh, it's just sprinkling. Just a really gentle couple of raindrops. And then here if it rains, it's like, so we get the rain. Yes, Kinta, for you it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit, but for me it's 21 degrees Celsius. Yes, that's what it is. So that's why I was like, 21 is perfect for me. That's sort of like the not too hot, not too cold range between 20 and 25. So I suppose between 70 and 75. Ironically enough, as I say that, it was raining today. Really? Well, there you go. You kind of made a lie of yourself. It was raining in California. The rare, far and few between day was today. I hope it was a good day then. I actually remember you guys had major fires that rivaled ours. Because we get bad bushfires, such bad bushfires. Like, it made world news, our fires just before COVID. We actually freaking had a terrible drought. And then all those fires that killed farmlands and people and animals and koalas are so close to being extinct. And then we had COVID, back to back to back to back. So we're like, hey. I think that's confusing. Try using the metric to imperial sorry. If I think that's confusing, try using metric to imperial. I'm good, thanks. I'm good. I'm good with my kilometers and my centimeters and my everything else. But that, I don't think that, because see, Celsius makes sense to me being, I guess, superior in the sense that 0 to 100 as freezing to boiling. That makes sense. Like, you're starting at the beginning of numbers. That makes sense. But, you know, like, imperial to metric, I don't think I have an opinion on what's superior or not. Not that any of these systems are more superior, but I don't have an opinion on what's better or not. I just know what I'm used to because of what I grew up with. Measure height of feet, inches over millimeters. Funnily enough, I am just on the border of generations where we still use feet and pounds for babies. We use kilograms for everything else, but pounds for babies. So when people say like my baby was 5 kilograms, let's say, I actually don't know what that is. But if someone says I weigh 60 kilograms, I know what that is. It's bizarre. It's so weird. And height. We now use centimeters, but I'm still on the borderline of height makes sense to me in feet. So I am 5'7" or 5'8" feet. I'm 5'7" or 5'8". I kind of can't remember which one I am. And I've had to train myself to remember what it is in centimeters because it doesn't make sense to me otherwise. Protect the koalas. Yes, we actually do. Thankfully, there have actually been a lot of programs to help like facilitate a safe environment for koalas and breeding programs, but they're still a long way off of like koalas. Unfortunately, definitely need help to bring them back out of the potential to be extinct. Feet, inches could be converted to, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen that word before. Feet, inches could be converted to dozenal? Dozenal so easily though. I actually don't think I've ever seen that word before. That's crazy. Look, you learn something new every day. You don't know kilograms so much? Like I'm 5'11" and 220 pounds. I don't know what that is in kilos. I don't know what it is in kilos either. I know what babies are in pounds, but I don't know what grown humans are. Maybe I should turn to trusty Google again to see. Google, what did you say? Okay. That's almost easy because it's almost halfish. Almost. Not quite, but sort of. It's base 12, which is far superior to base 10. Sorry? You want to be 220 pounds? Anything is possible. We can make these things happen. We have the power within ourselves. But we do. However, I'm also a big advocate for self-love as well. I will extend that to say I'm a big believer in like honoring the way we are designed. So human bodies come in all different shapes and sizes, right? And it's not realistic for someone who's naturally curvy, I'm a curvy girl, to want to desire being a matchstick thin person. My sister is a matchstick thin person. And sometimes I look at her and go, damn, I wish I was your size. But I'm not. So I'm a big believer of self-love when it comes to honoring the way we are designed. As long as, we're looking after ourselves in the way that we're designed. Great. So, but still, anything is possible. Be careful. Oh, I was going to say, why be careful? Because 220 pounds can be different in frame depending on build and height. Absolutely. Base 12 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, XE 10. I'm so sorry. What I missed. I think I missed what that context is. I need to be like 200 per doctor instructions. Well, it can definitely happen, Kinta. You are an incredibly intelligent person, and I know that you have various challenges. But being intelligent as you are, motivation, like anything, is just practice. In fact, because I'll admit I'm on let's say, a weight loss journey myself. In fact, it's not even about motivation. It's about discipline, and discipline is practice, such as confidence. Confidence is not something a lot of us are inherently born with. We have to practice. Confidence is literally a repeated action. So yeah, I know. I have full confidence that you have the intelligence to find your motivation or to find your discipline. You'd be able to do it, no worries. 9 Des L 10. And you are proving your intelligence because I have no idea what you're talking about. I am 220, but it's a mix because even though I lift, so I have bigger shoulders, arms, and chest, I also eat bad. So I have a tummy. Oh, and I don't have a lot of definition. But it sounds like that 220 comes a lot from your muscle mass. So weight itself is deceiving because I am curvy and a lot of my weight is in my booty and my other feminine features. So that's just how I've been naturally made. I'm not particularly big to look at, but I weigh a fair bit because of these curves that I've been given. I still am not 100% healthy, maybe, but I eat very healthy, and I just need to find my own discipline in working out. That's my problem. But weight is deceiving because if I did work out a lot, I could be the same weight I am now, but healthy because I've got so much muscle. So weight is absolutely deceiving. You struggle with weight. You get to 295 pounds with daily exercise before you become crippled. Well, I would question too if the doctor has advised or prescribed a certain weight. Are they giving you the resources to get there as well, like the support to get there? Base 12, Dozenal has 2 more numbers than base 10 decimal. Oh, now I understand. It goes 9, XE 10, 19 one times, 1E, 20, 29, 2. Well, I don't fully understand the little random numbers that you threw in there, but I understand now Dozenal, or Dozenal, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, verse decimal. Now I get what you're talking about. Just work at it, my guy. Yeah, absolutely. It's a daily grind. I've been working myself. Have been doing daily gym for 8 months now and have gone down from 244 to 220 and replaced a good amount of fat for muscle. That's amazing. Good job, Acolyte. I think weight is a tricky tricky conversation to navigate because everyone is different. We get so focused on one look, especially like for women, for example. That matchstick look is what we all desire, or what we think is healthy. But my sister, who is naturally a matchstick, eats the worst freaking junk food. She is probably not the healthiest. So, complications lie in other places for her. Whereas I'm arguably quite healthy. I just need to support my body by finding the discipline to work out properly. So it's a tricky conversation to navigate because everyone is different and everyone's health looks different. As organic pieces of the universe. We are not, I mean, biology is incredible and scientific, and it has formulas and it has rules that it abounds to. But still, being an organic thing of the universe very much means it looks very different. And I can very much back that up with the vocal training. The fact that I was a vocal coach. Like, we all have vocal cords, but it sounds so different from person to person, is just what I mean. No, why would they give me support on how to get there? They haven't given support. X and E are used for the two extra numbers between 9 and 10. Ah. Pronounced des or dec. An L? Decal? Wait. Not decimal? Decimal? Decamel? or dozenal? Oh, you're trying to get me a disability pass to the YMCA. Oh, you just said that's right? And I don't know to what you're referring to. Decimal? Is that what you just said that's right too? Decimal? Yeah, it's weird because when I talk to random people, they always tell me I fill out my weight well, which I never understood because they hear 220 and think, well, I'm not too tall, so he should be chubby, but I'm husky. In my eyes, I feel like I don't fill in my frame great because I used to be thinner in my stomach region. That's the other challenge, isn't it? What you internally feel and like mentally, what you see as yourself, is completely different to what everyone else sees as well. Like, I saw a graphic going through uni. I did a communication degree, so it was relevant. Through uni, I saw a graphic of 10 different sizes of the female form. And it was like drawn. It wasn't actual people, but it was like matchstick thin, like my sister, and it was essentially obese at the other end of the scale. And my professor was saying that, body dysmorphia is like, it related to the communication stuff we were doing, but a very real thing, body dysmorphia. Most women, if asked, what do they perceive their size to be, will point to 2 sizes bigger than what everyone else perceives them to be. And I believe that men are really no different. We all see ourselves as different to what others do. And that is half the challenge. Finding that inner love, that inner acceptance. So I very much relate to that. You talk to random people and they say you fill it out well, as I'm sure you do. But you're also right in that saying people can hear, I think you said 5'11" and 220 pounds. And they have this preconceived notion of chubby potentially. But a lot of that is, I'm sure, the fact that you've been using your muscles. You've got muscles. So that doesn't mean chubby at all. I did wonder about the husky too, I will say. Des as it replaces 10 and L as it replaces 11. Oh, okay. Interesting. I look like I have muscle on me, but it's not cut and defined. While I also have a tummy, but it doesn't show much. That makes sense. I have no defined muscle either. I'm a little soft and squishy. I have bad dysmorphia, as I see myself in my mind way different than I actually am. It's always surprising when I see myself in the mirror, like I'm looking at a stranger. And I'm sorry to hear that, Kynd, because that is a huge challenge for many people to align what they actually are with how they feel. But I wonder is there something about yourself that you can focus on that you do like, and just start focusing on that one thing that you like. Like, just for example, I struggled with finding myself attractive. I still don't see myself as attractive, but just as an example, I found struggle in finding myself attractive. But what I was able to acknowledge in myself is that I like the color of my eyes. So that's what I started to focus on was my eye color and how can I enhance that. So like I know it's makeup, which is not for everyone. But I found ways to enhance my eye color simply by the makeup that I used, and grew a self-love from there. It's still something I'm working on every single day, but maybe if there's one thing you can focus on, even if it's not physical, even if it is your intellect and your ability to create game stuff, and what did you tell me the other day? I wrote it down. Magic of voxel. Your ability to create things. That's the starting point, and then you build a love from that point. In short, husky is like big and strong looking, but you don't look thin. Wow, that's not English. You don't look thin or chunky much. There you go. So I had never heard of husky in reference to like a physical attribute. I was literally thinking of a dog for a while. I was trying to like process the fact that it's obviously not a dog you're talking about. But that's what that's what I focused on a little too much accidentally. So there you go. Husky is big and strong looking, but not thin or chunky. I struggle with eyeliner, but want to be good at it. I struggle too. I struggle with eyeliner too. I'm not going to lie, especially liquid eyeliner. Haley recently showed me putting tape. The only way I can do eyeliner is to literally put tape like here and then just draw on the line of the tape. That's the only way I know how to do eyeliner. I used to... Hi, Taco Bell. It's lovely to have you here. Taco Bell Titan. I used to throw a mean... right hook back in the day. One touched the drawer and they were out cold. Two, they weren't coming back. Well, that's some strength. That is some super strength. It's good to know that we have strong people in the world. Eyes for sure, but your teeth are also nice. Oh, you're referring to me? Are you actually referring to me? Oh, thank you. That my teeth are nice. Wish my teeth were that nice. They are the work of braces. Do not be fooled. I had braces for 18 months and I still have like the fronts. There is wires and glue behind them that I'll have forever. But there are wires that keep them straight. In fact, my smile already isn't as full as it used to be. Like when I first had my braces taken off, they were the nice, beautiful arch. Now they kind of snake in, if that makes any sense. Like they're arched here and then they concave and then they come back out again a little. So they've already moved since the braces have come off. But the wires at the front of my teeth, at least, are keeping the front of my mouth nice and straight. But I really appreciate that. I actually have a really funny story. What was the wording? When I used to work in retail, I was a checkout operator when I just finished high school. And I think it was immaculate, I think the wording was. So I served this customer one day. He was a nice young man. He didn't say much. It was basically, how are you today? Good, thanks. Scanned his items, said it's, let's just say $50. And he went, cool, here's my money. And then he hesitated before he left. And he says, you have immaculate teeth. And then he ran off. And I was like, thank you. The most random compliment I've ever been given. I appreciate the heck out of that compliment. But it was so random. And he was obviously nervous, which was really cute. And he's just gone, you have immaculate teeth, and then ran. I was like, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Sorry, random memory that popped to mind. I accidentally had both eyes go black one time. Oof. Ouchie. Ouchie. Both of them. So is this from doing your karate and jiu-jitsu potentially. Is that where you got the black eyes from? You can sort of relate to that? Oh no. I had an awkward run in only a couple of days ago. If you fancy sharing that story, I would be very appreciative to listen to it. That sounds like a fun story, but only if you're comfortable sharing it. Oh, black from the liquid eyeliner. Oh no. Oh no. I've never tried to do my waterlines, which is the inside of the eye. I am afraid to bring the eyeliner and potentially liquid eyeliner too close. So I have never tried that. I've only stuck to eyeliner on the exterior on my eyelids above the eyelashes. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. You were working and a customer came in to swap out equipment. So you work for an internet company. Oh, you're going to share the story. Thank you. I appreciate this. How do you make it look good without doing your waterlines? I don't know. That is a brilliant question that I don't have an answer for. I don't know. I've just always found that if I do any kind of eyeliner, even on the bottom part of my eyes, like along here, I look like I'm like a child who found their mother's makeup and was like, "Mee!" Like I feel like that's the vibe. However, if I focus on the upper lids for me, like I do have mascara on my bottom lashes, so there's that. But I never do more than that. And if I do all the focus on the top part of my eyes, I've just found that they make my eyes look bigger. I am by no means a makeup expert. I am very minimal because I don't really know makeup very much at all. But for me personally, I've just always found that if I focus on the top part of my eye, on the lid, then my eyes look bigger. And the moment I do anything on the bottom other than what I've done now, I make my eyes look small. So I don't know. But I've never done my waterlines. I was just making small talk, like normal making dialogue, to see if the interaction could lead to a sale of any kind. I've also been there. I have been a salesperson. It is a tough job. So big kudos to you if that is your current profession. Big kudos, because sales drove me crazy. Actually, I will admit something. So when I lived in London, I unfortunately had a terrible injury. And I got to the biggest I have ever been. Like, since coming home from London, I've lost 50 kilograms. So that's, I don't know what that is in pounds, but it's a significant amount. But when I first came back from London, and that was my biggest I ever was, my first job was in sales. And it was in a technology store. So I, being a production person, thought they might put me in cameras or something, or even computers. But no, they put me in fitness watches, like these things, but fitness watches. And I'm like, look at me. Do you think I'm going to sell a fitness watch? They're going to look me up and down and say, bitch, what experience do you have using fitness watches? So it was a tough gig. It was a really tough gig. I failed I missed a bit. I'd say probably 30 to 40 years old, maybe, with her kids with her. Yeah. I was dealing with customer service before coming in. I'm anticipating the story. I failed as a salesperson. Reminds me I should go see if I'm still technically employed. Oh my goodness. But sales is tough, man. My customer service has always been really good. In fact, that job that I had in the fitness watch sales, I had this glowing, a customer left the most amazing review, and because I have my name tag, they name dropped me. They gave me the most amazing review that the review was actually printed off and put in the staff area of the store, and then they had like a TV screen that shared staff news. They even put the review on the TV. Like, I have the photo that I took of this amazing customer review. But the reason why I was so bad at sales is quite literally because I'd listen to someone and they'd say, I need X, Y, and Z. And I would say, cool, well then this product that's more expensive isn't actually going to do it for you. This product that's cheaper fits your needs better. So I was customer centric. I wasn't sales centric at all. I was irritated, but long story short, I fixed the issue and got her account working. Oh no, what did she say? Oh no. 1099. They don't stress if I fail. They don't lose anything. 1099. 1099 is what you actually got there. I don't know why I said 1099. I'm not sure I understand the reference or the context to the 1099. But that's good if they don't stress about failing and they don't lose anything. Then I'm sure you still have a job. Especially if you're more customer centric, because at the end of the day, it's about serving a customer well so that they want to come back to experience it again. To me, that is more valuable than pushing a higher sale at one time. You can make a higher sale and they can never come back, or you can make them feel appreciated and heard and wanted, and they want to come back and continue putting their money with you and your company. To me, that is more important. Oh, here she goes. This is what she says. Okay. Thank you, Bradley. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Thank you, Bradley. Oh, you're so handsome. I could just look at you all day. And like it came out of nowhere and I just laughed it off. Even the kid was like, Mom, come on, under his breath. Oh my gosh. I love that. I also love your name. One of my best friends in uni was called Bradley. So I love your name. That's so funny. That's so funny because I'm also guessing they could be potentially older than you. So I'm feeling like not only was it left of field, but it was left of field very precisely from the fact that they're a mother, there is an age gap, you're a salesperson with a customer, and they just bring out the, you're so handsome, I could look at you all day. Like, that's very objectifying. 1099 is how it's pronounced. I don't get paid except by commission. Oh, is that like where you work or something? But the getting paid except by commission is rough. What the heck? Like when I did sales, commission was the what's the word? Like bonus reward. We still got paid, but I also just realized you're in America, right? Or the area by which America is associated to. And here we have wonderful, maybe not the best in the world, but wonderful base rates of pay so that even our hospitality staff aren't relying on tips and commission. They can still make a living that's acceptable, just purely based on the rate of, like, the base rate of pay that they're meant to be getting. Because we get paid by hour, basically. Wasn't comfortable and laughed and said thank you. Like twice your age, or almost twice your age. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, what else can you do but laugh and say thank you? Even if the laugh isn't intended. What else can you do but just say, thank you. Thank you. Because it's also unlikely that they're going to establish any kind of relationship connection with you anyway, because of the just the nature of you being customer service and they're a customer. It can happen, but it's not really professional to also have that be asked of you and then to accept a date from a customer anyway. So yeah, all of that. What else can you do but laugh and say thank you? 1099 is the type of employment. Oh, okay. I've never heard of that before. I paid money to get the license, but never actually got paid. Oh, you didn't renew my license. Blah, blah, blah. I struggled to speak then. Oh my goodness. Didn't renew my license because I got no money. Oh, Kynd, I'm so sorry. I've never heard of 1099. And it sounds like a pretty crappy way to have an income. Especially if you have to pay to have a license. What is the license proving? I get base pay plus commission at my job in California. Yeah, that's what it would be here too. So we have a base pay per hour, and commission is the bonus. Like if we can make X amount of sales, then cool. That's just on top of our weekly wage, basically. I find it crazy how much service staff, like those in hospitality in America, rely on tips. It blows my mind because it's not survivable. But the license is legally required for me to do the job. Mortgage loan origination. Oh, I understand now. I forgot that you've talked about this before. For a minute there, I was like assuming you meant a sort of retail job, like acolytes, and it just seemed odd to me that you would need a license to sell something in a shop, for example, unless it's like a weapon, I suppose. That makes more sense. Or anyway, I was getting wrapped up in the wrong details. But yes, when I went to America, I've only been to LA and I've only been for a couple of days, but the whole like requirement to tip was such an alien concept to me, because we don't tip here in Australia, and it's not to be rude, we just don't. It's not part of our culture. So when I go to America and it's like they're expecting with their hand held out to be like, give me a tip, I'm like, why? And that's not to be rude either. I just think tips mean you have done exceptional service. I didn't realize they relied on it, but I wanted to say why. Not to be rude, but to be like, what reason have you given me to know, to what exceptional service have you given me for me to give you a tip in return, basically? I don't know what the conversion is from American currency to Australian currency, but my job base pay commission is 3 to 3.6 per month. That's actually a lot. That's actually a lot when you convert that to Australian. American used to be double. You're not double anymore. I think you're 1.5. So why don't I just... Hey, Google! What have you got there? 3. Let's just go with 3. And Google actually responded. Yeah. So it's not like... That to me is 4,200. That's a lot of money. Per month as commission. That's a lot of money. So that's awesome. I worked my ass off that license, just like the chemistry degree. Didn't amount to much. But Kynd, you're showing that you have the ability to work your ass off, which is awesome. Even if maybe it doesn't, like maybe this isn't where your career path ends up taking you, you've still built the skill of applying yourself to something. And that's very valuable. I know it's very discouraging when you don't get a career or profession in like the area where you studied or put money behind for a license. But I still think there's merit, at least, in proving to yourself that you can apply yourself to study and apply yourself to gain new skills and apply yourself to any career path that you might go down. So I'm sorry that might not have worked out for you, but I do believe at least you're proving to yourself you have the skills to apply yourself in any area that you wish to pursue, as we are seeing in what you create in the voxel art and the Unity. You're teaching yourself that. So Kynd, do not sell yourself short. Not that you really were in that particular comment that you made, but don't sell yourself short in intellect in any way, because you have absolutely proven yourself to be able to apply yourself to anything you put your mind to. And if this career path didn't work out, that is okay, because I have every confidence, based on the previous facts I just mentioned, that you will be able to find a career path that works for you. Thank you. You're 100% right about the tipping. LA is so entitled. The majority of tip bases, A majority of the tip-based jobs in LA have a minimum wage of $16. See, the other thing about that is, even if you convert that to AUD, because it sounds a lot in Australian dollar, 16 US would be 25 to 30 Australian dollars, I think. That's still a decent pay, but it's $16 in America might as well be $16 in Australia anyway. $16 is still comparative when you're going to the store and getting $16 worth of groceries. So $16 just as a minimum wage is not a lot. Oh my goodness. I'm extremely good at school, be it self-taught, class-taught. If only I could be paid to be a student. I'm kind of the same thing though. I was always very studious. I always was. I excelled at studying. I was also a bit of a procrastinator. Like, deadlines definitely helped me thrive, but I was always exceptionally good at school. And that's why I have 2 degrees, a diploma, and a certificate that's the same level of a diploma. I technically have 4 qualifications. And I got them before I was 22 years old. I got all 4 qualifications before I was 22 years old, because I was very good at studying. But it's several years later now, and I've only just, in the last year, picked up a full-time position in an area that those 4 qualifications even apply to. So, you know, like, that's several years later. I'm still in my 20s, but that's several years later before I even got the job that applied to the stuff that I studied my ass off for. So, yeah, like, it's the same for you. I still have every confidence that with your intellect, you'll find the right thing to apply yourself to. See, $3,000 a month sounds like a lot, but rent, car insurance, phone, gas, food, utilities, yes. And again, that actually makes a really good point, because I was like, 3,000 equals my 4,200. So that sounds like a lot to me. But then I also just said like $16 in wages when converted sounds like a lot, because it's like 25 minimum if it was Australia. But $16 is still $16 in America, and like milk can still cost $5, and then suddenly that's a third of your wages to milk. Like, yes, you are absolutely right. It doesn't really matter the conversion, because the cost of living in America is a big factor, and you would be spending a lot of that on utilities and food and rent and everything, 100%. Yeah, $16 an hour is minimum wage, so starting wage can go up from there. But those jobs aren't meant to be a career job. And sadly, in California, without a career job in most cases, that kind of wage isn't going to be good enough to rent. In most cases. Yes. See, I guess, thankfully, in Australia, it's still not a lot of money, but just having a retail job, not just a retail job, like there's nothing wrong with having a retail job, but I mean like the minimum wage jobs, like retail as an example, you can still earn enough to live. Like it can be barely scraping by, but our minimum wages still offer the opportunity to still live. So that is a very good point. $3,000 was what I figured I would need to make a month to live on my own in 2019. Had it all figured out in a spreadsheet and everything. When I worked $10 a minute was you're lucky. Now a lot of places around here pay $14, which feels like a lot. The /month, M, has me confused a little. Did you... okay, $10 an hour. Sorry. It just confused me for a second, because I was like, is that per minute or per month? Because it's either really good or really bad. But $10 an hour makes so much more sense, and I should have been smart enough to figure that out, so I apologize for that. There we go. So $10 an hour was your lucky. Now a lot of places around here pay $14 an hour, and that feels like a lot. That makes more sense. When I got my first job back in 2016, minimum wage was 10 an hour. I think like a lot of teenagers getting their first job here, between 16 and 20 is an hour, is the minimum. So 10 doesn't sound like much here. Your bedtime is 4 a.m. and it's 5:35 here. Oh my goodness. That's a very late bedtime. I know you keep some crazy sleep hours, but that is a very late bedtime. If I waited till 4 a.m. to go to bed, I would die every single day and not be functional. But if you need to, because it's an hour and a half past your bedtime, if you need to get some sleep, please do. I can't believe I should have just changed the category from Minecraft to just chatting, because we've definitely had some of like there ain't no games that have been played today. We've just been chatting and it's been fantastic. I very much enjoyed chatting to you guys, but my goodness, I should have changed the category. Depending on the state, it varies. California is high cost state, so most jobs pay 16 to 19 starting, but the federal wage in most states is seven and a half. I guess technically it is 7.5, but $7.50 per hour. That is not a lot. That really doesn't feel like a lot. That is crazy. And like, what kind of people are starting off at the $7.50? Because if this is the common person with $7.50, that is so not a lot. You don't want to go? Oh, well, I appreciate that you don't want to go. I mean, I would love for you to stick around and chat. But if you do need to self-care and get your sleep, do not worry. I will not hold that against you. Self-care and sleep is very important. Some states do got it tough, or rough. You actually said rough, but I said tough. Some states do got it tough. You are right. Oh man, it sounds very rough. Last I checked, it was $8 something here, but that was years ago. That's so not a lot. It's 2:37 a.m. here. Oh my goodness, if both of you need sleep, I do not blame you. Funnily enough, I normally stream for 3 hours and it's 2.5 hours. So we might just chat for the next half hour and then wrap up the stream anyway. What is Minecraft? I don't know. It's a game. I think people play it. There might be circles or something. Do they build things out of circles? I don't know. Self-care, schmelf-care. I mean, I'm a big advocate for self-care. However, sometimes self-care falls under the category of doing the things that brings you joy. And if this is bringing you joy, then that is self-care. And I can get behind that. I think I just found a loophole for myself. You're a night owl? So am I, mostly. It's funny because I'm a night owl in the sense of, like, bedtime for me maybe is between 10 and 11 p.m., but I'm not a morning person. I am not a morning person. You wake me up too early and I legit feel ill. Like this morning I woke up, I had to get up because I had a meeting and I was like, oh, thank you. I appreciate the follow. I really like this song. I really appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. I've also been meaning to ask, what is the TDI? Is the TDI important? Are you an acolyte of something called TDI? And do I not know what TDI stands for? But thank you for the follow. Oh, I'm so excited to have you here, part of the kinship. Thank you. I'm a night owl, which is why I should go to bed between 2 and 4 a.m. and no sooner. But I keep staying up hours past my bedtime. I'm definitely seeing that pattern for you, Kynd. I'm definitely seeing that you hang around. TDI Mythic? Is that related to the acolyte? What is TDI? Am I missing something? To be fair, I also stay up past my bedtime. My hours in my job are not a typical 9 to 5. We do not do a typical 9 to 5 hours because we have games that get played on the weekends and games that get played at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m. We're often up monitoring games that we are broadcasting because sometimes I work in like the head office. If I'm not producing on site, then I'm often in the office, like in the control center, dealing with the broadcasts. And monitoring the broadcasts and making sure they're working smoothly, etc., etc. So I watch a lot of sports for someone who doesn't really enjoy sports. But my point is, we do not do a typical 9 to 5. So thankfully, I don't need to get up at 9 every morning. But on the days that I do, it is a struggle. It is a full freaking struggle. It's a really old name. I came back. I just melded all your words together and it came out as a conjunction word that made no sense. It is a really old name I made back in high school when my friend and I had a clan name for League of Legends. Oh, hell yeah. I kind of wondered if it was even a little D&D-ish. Like a little cleric or paladin style. That's my old tag name, at least on Twitch. I swap too much. Do you actually change your name around a lot? Like you change your name is, I don't know why I want to word it a different way because it is what it is. Do you change your name is the question. Do you change your name? Or do you mean like on multiple platforms you have different names? Like here you're Acolyte and on YouTube you're Blade Runner. That was the first thing I thought of. TDI stands for Tower Diving Idiots. Oh, that's so funny. I love that, actually. I know it's not League of Legends. It is World of Warcraft. But I love the story that... oh, no, I've had a mental blank. Superman actor. Oh no, why have I forgotten his name? I normally know his name so well. Who is also The Witcher. I don't know why I forgot that. But I love the story that he went to audition for Superman and was late to that audition because he was playing World of Warcraft with his friends. I just think that's so great. For someone who's like been painted as this picturesque form of masculinity. There he is in the basement on his computer playing World of Warcraft. I just think that's fucking awesome. Acolyte was the original name. Oh, I see. So you've like melded the two together. Well, I think it's awesome. Tower Diving Idiot Acolyte. Is that something you would do in game a lot? Just like dive off the tower? Mythic I changed, but Twitch said I have to wait a year before I can update it because I wasted a name change for a nickname. Oh, I understand. Were you previously Mythic? And that was your old tag name. I understand now. Took me a second. Probably a second longer than I should have. But I understand now. Henry Cavill! Yes, it is. I am so glad that you know the names of the people I'm referring to, Jared Hayne and Henry Cavill. Why am I forgetting their names? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, but thank goodness you are not forgetting their names. But precisely, it was Henry Cavill. But yes, he was the one who was late to his Superman audition because he was playing World of Warcraft. Thank goodness he still got it because I think he made an excellent Man of Steel. I thought he was a great Superman. Super nerd, so... Well, so am I. I just happen to be stumbling on the words. I am literally choking on the words that are coming out of my mouth. So, I'm not proving that I'm nerdy at all. I know. It is super sad that he won't be Superman for a while. I don't know the full story to that, except that Henry Cavill came out himself saying that it wasn't entirely his choice, but it might have been related to the fact that he is the Witcher, so that maybe James Cameron is now the lead director for DC. Interesting. I actually didn't know that. That could be a very interesting switch up in the DC universe. That shall be interesting to know how that goes. That's precisely what I was thinking. He wants to reimagine the DC cinemaverse. There you go. There's my choking on my words. The cinemaverse. That is precisely why I think it'll be interesting to see the results of James Cameron being the lead director. Have you seen Avatar? First or second? Because as a super nerd, I'd be intrigued to know what you think of it. Basically recasting and remaking a lot of the characters. Yeah. So that's going to be very interesting, especially when, I mean, DC fans are always DC fans, but Marvel has been able to capture people beyond just a Marvel fan. The Marvel universe has, like, I will say objectively, they've done a very good job of capturing the average person and converting them to a Marvel fan. Whereas I think DC probably haven't done that so well. In fact, DC might be more like the diehard fans will stick to DC because they are diehard DC fans. So it shall be interesting to see if he actually does a decent job of that or not, basically. Yeah, it shall be very interesting. Same as, I don't know how I feel about the Lord of the Rings TV show, The Rings of Power. I haven't gotten all the way through it yet. He plans to keep him as Superman, but not have him in films for quite some time. Oh, you know what? I actually really enjoyed Black Adam. I actually really enjoyed that one. It's gonna be a whoa. It must be getting close to my bedtime because speech has just left. My ability to vocalize thoughts has left the building. So he plans to keep him as Superman, but not have him in films for quite some time because Black Adam is going to be the last one for a while. Makes sense. Oh, that also makes sense. Yeah, you did say James Cameron, but you mean James Gunn. That makes things very different. Oh, like I was literally thinking, the man who made Titanic and the man who made Avatar, like this is very different vibes to the DC universe. You still need to watch it, Kynd. Black Adam. I actually quite enjoyed Black Adam. I'm not gonna lie, I actually really enjoyed Black Adam. So I actually wouldn't mind more Black Adam. Even though it made me laugh, I actually didn't realize that Shazam was DC. For someone who's pretty nerdy, I did not realize that Shazam is DC. So when they brought the Shazam thing into Black Adam, I was like, what? Wait, now I have to actually go back to Shazam and take it seriously. Does Lotta become public domain after this year for you? I don't know. But that is a great question. Same as Narnia would be around the same age. So that's a good question. I don't like what The Rock was cooking very much. You don't like what The Rock was cooking? I'm assuming you mean metaphorically you didn't really enjoy him in that role? Like the vibes he was doing, the character he made up. Is that what you mean? Because I don't think I've had cooking in reference to something like that before. Unless you mean like were you literally watching him on Instagram cooking something and you were like, nah, not vibing to it. I found The Rock was very stoic and one-dimensional in that film. But I still didn't mind the film. It felt, I don't know, it felt very random too because the other superheroes they pulled into it, and I won't spoil anything. If Kynd hasn't watched it, I won't say much more than that. I will simply say that the other superheroes that they brought into it, and like the comments of like good and bad and right and wrong and what does it mean to be a human, and then like also highlighting I do believe it was a fictional country, but a country that very much represents an oppressed country in our real life being given a spotlight in mainstream media was pretty cool too. I got super excited because the works of Tolkien became public domain in Canada after this year. Missed the in Canada part when I got excited though. Oh no. That should be really interesting to know, because I think it would be fun to do like a video series just reading Tolkien. Like the people who enjoy ASMR would probably really enjoy a video series of someone reading Tolkien. So I might need to look into that. And I suppose Narnia would have a different like realm of possibility within that. Like it's the same age-ish as Tolkien, but you know, it's a different piece, so it's probably got its own rules. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a former WWE wrestler, and one of his famous lines was, "Do you smell what the Rock?" Oh, so it's a common meme in the States to joke and say, "I don't like what the Rock is cooking" when it's bad. Okay, I did need that context. I mean, I knew he was I knew he was a WWE wrestler. I knew he was a wrestler. I knew he was The Rock, but I did not realize that that was one of his like catchphrases. That's so random. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? That to me is a very random catchphrase for a wrestler. Because I don't know. Wrestlers don't cook much. Well, in their downtime, they probably do because they want to stay cut. But they're wrestling each other. They don't cook each other. So I don't know. My brain goes, what? But I definitely needed that context. Thank you. I don't think I've heard that before. Ooh, Australia is a baseline. Don't seem to mind The Rock. He's very popular over here. And I think it's funny because he's definitely proven himself to be able to act, but he's focused on movie roles that maybe don't highlight that as much. So I mean, I can kind of have respect that if you can prove you can act, but you go with what's working for you, then heck yeah, why not? He's cooking up some fire competition. It's like he's saying he's on a hot streak. I understand now. That's funny. I feel like that is a saying that would stretch the imagination of an Australian, but maybe we have small brains. Maybe small brain Australia rather than small brain America is what is suitable to say right now. But there you go. I did not know that. But I suppose it makes sense. Acting is good. Script for Black Adam, like most DC films, was poor. Yes, I will agree to that. Because I also feel like he didn't have many lines that gave him much to work with. So I still stand by I enjoyed the film. But I enjoyed the film for reasons that it probably wasn't made for. Like, I don't know. Actually, I'm going to eat my words on that because diversity in mainstream media is being very pushed. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were pushing for diversity in their characterization and actors and stuff too, which I'm all for, don't get me wrong. But I enjoy the fact that they brought out some diversity, and that's probably exactly what they're going for. So I'll eat my words and say that, yes, it's probably exactly what they're going for. But I think I enjoyed the movie for reasons that it wasn't really going for. Can't wait for James Gunn to take over. Much better writer. Yes, I would agree with that. It shall be interesting. I know I said it should be interesting to see what James Cameron does with DC Universe, but that makes more sense that it's James Gunn, and I am very interested to know how it goes. Hi, Jake Blade. How are you doing? Since I'm an Aussie, thoughts on VB? I'm not a beer drinker. I'm assuming that's what you're referring to, Victorian bitter. I'm not a beer drinker. I'm sorry. I have much richer tastes. Like, I'm a huge sweet tooth. I'm a big fan of pink Moscato, and it's very different to beer. It's very, very different. But how are you doing today? Welcome in. Yes, I'm very much an Aussie. Was it my accent that gave me away? Not even a sip? You're curious about VB? I'm going to admit that VB is not... It's not the favored brand. At least... Well, Victorian Bitter is also made in Victoria. So it's in the states south of where I am. So where I am, Forex, Tui's, Corona, and something else is more popular. So I've not really even had access much to VB, if I'm being honest. So no, not even a sip. I've not sipped very much beer at all because I'm not a fan. I find it just really like bitter. So I can only assume that Victoria Bitter is more bitter than the other beers. And I'm much more of a sweet tooth, hence the pink Moscato. Same liquor over beer any day. I'm a big gin drinker too. Not like a big gin drinker. I'm just more of a fan of gin. When I lived in London, I worked in a restaurant that had over 500 gins. And there was some good freaking gins in that gin bar. Oh my goodness. So I became a big fan of gin because of the experience. Like, when you worked in hospitality, you obviously had to know the food and the alcohol that you're serving. So we had testers, and I got to experience many wonderful gins. Many wonderful gins that you cannot get here in Australia. And I'm very sad that I cannot get the beer. But oh my goodness, gin became a big winner for me. I hate the taste of beer, plus I don't drink anymore. Yeah, beer is huge here. Beer is like the number one alcohol beverage here. But it's not my favorite. Too much of a sweet tooth. I do like mojitos too, actually. I will admit. I do like mojitos, whiskey sours, good old like JD and Coke, like rum. Actually, the Kraken rum is a very good rum. It's a very good rum. I really like the Kraken. So, a bit of Kraken and like some Coca-Cola. That's a winner too. I've never had an amaretto on the rocks. So I've had a question burning inside me that I need to ask before the night ends. Please ask away. I'm all for it. Don't let it burn you up. Let it out. I'm all for it. And I'm also very curious. You're in Australia. Why, yes, I am. I have to know. Now you're going to leave me in anticipation. I'm going to be like sitting on the edge of my seat like, what's that guy going to ask? Tell me, what is the deal with the spiders? Well. Beautiful bud eaters. Spiders are not as scary here as people think that they are. In fact, you should totally look up peacock spiders. I think they're on the west coast where I live on the east coast. But peacock spiders are an Australian spider, and they're freaking cute. They literally have like almost like iridescent feathers, but they're not feathers. But they literally have like almost this beautiful plumage, for want of a better word, and they dance. They like show off their plumage to dance to like attract mates. They're super cute. I know them. They'd be cute if they were bigger. Yeah, and they're really small. They're actually really small. But the most common spiders that you would get here are the daddy long legs, and And the huntsman. Yes, I am in the area that gets huntsman spiders. So yes, they are the most common here. The daddy longlegs and the huntsman. And this house, I've recently moved into this house and I have never had so many huntsmen. Having to check your shoes every time you go out is bonkers though. I mean, Jake has a very good point. You do definitely have to like bang the shoes, make sure there's nothing like hiding in them. Get those boots out, bang, bang, bang. There's no spiders hiding in there. Jake has a very good point. Yes, we do kind of have to make sure that there's nothing hiding in our shoes or in our jackets. My dad has put on a jacket and then had spiders bite him because they were living in his jacket. I'm seeing like your nope. They're smaller than I thought. The peacock spiders, because huntsmen are very big. I will say that. But okay, let me backtrack. They look scary, but you want daddy longlegs and you want huntsman spiders because the daddy longlegs make sure you don't have mosquitoes and flies, and the huntsman makes sure that you don't have rats and mice. So these are spiders that you actually want in your home. I mean, you don't really want any spider in your home. I mean, it's very true. You don't really want any spider in your home. But if there are spiders to have in your home, then these are the two that you do want because they're helpful and they are not poisonous to humans. Yes, their bites could still hurt, but they are unlikely to bite you because they don't want a bar of you. They're more afraid of you than you are of them. Trust me, you go anywhere near them and they want to scurry away because they're afraid. So, you know, they're not the worst spiders to have. I would be too busy running away from spiders the size of a small dog. They are not the size of a small dog. Maybe the size of my hand, but not the size of a small dog. I would be definitely running from spiders the size of small dogs. Like, I'm picturing Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets right now. Like, they're freaking huge spiders. They're massive in that film, and I would die from a heart attack with fear from that. But huntsmen don't tend to get bigger than my hand. Yeah, they don't get they're bigger than my hand, so it's manageable. Huntsman is super fast and very docile to humans, so harmless in most cases. Yeah, that's precisely it. They are very docile. They don't do webs, and they are harmless to us. I think their bite can still like pinch, but they very rarely bite us because they don't want a bar of us. You go near a huntsman and they'll run in the opposite direction. The only thing you want to be worried about is startling them because they jump. So if they're on the wall and you startle them, which doesn't happen very often, by the way. If you just walk into a room, you're not going to startle them. But if you make a loud noise, if you try and like distract them and move them away, and they're on the wall, they can jump. So that's what you need to be afraid of. Only because our fear tells us to panic, and you don't want to panic. So it's the only thing you need to be wary of huntsman spiders. My grandma has a story about her grandmother dying from a black widow in her shoe. Ooh, yes. That's awful. And that's why you need to bang your shoes. We have cats to stop rats and spiders. Yeah, true. But we also have really cute possums. And if you don't have good cats, the cats attack the possums. And the possums are cute and do good things for our native environment. So we don't want to get rid of the possums. So we have huntsman spiders instead. However, they're huge and furry and gross. Yes, they are definitely furry. And they are quite frightening to look at. Like, you don't want to... I've like walked past a room with the light on from my phone. And then like I can see their eyes light up. And I'm like... Mate, we're good if you stay over there and I'll stay over here. Both huntsmen are big enough. But huntsmen are big enough not to really bother me. I think that's so funny in a way that you're cool with the big spiders and not the small ones. Well, not that you're not cool with the small ones, but like big ones don't bother you. That's still too big. This is still too big. And I heard citrus and peppermint bothers them. Yes. I love citrus. I love all things citrus, and I do like peppermint as well. I do like me a good peppermint tea, but I don't grow them myself, so I guess I still get the spiders. That's the thing. Your spiders are bigger. I love the cute possums. We have very cute possums. I might be able to show you a video, but it's on my phone, so I can hold it up to the camera. But we had I have a housemate who's growing herbs, so left humane traps around the herbs to kind of see what's been eating his herbs and his garden. And it was a cute little possum. So we caught a possum the other day. Well, he caught it. I had nothing to do with it. But he caught it and he shared the possum. And oh my goodness, it was so cute. I fed it bananas, and I think I tried carrot, and it I have a video of it because I didn't want to disturb it too much. So I put the banana and carrot on the end of a stick and fed it through the cage of the humane trap. It just sort of traps him inside it. That's all it does. So yeah, I fed the food through the cage, and I have video evidence of it using its little paws to take it and going, and it's even there's a part of the video where it takes it and it it's so cute. I think it's so cute. I could fight a huntsman. Spiders disappear when I blink. Yes, that's sometimes a scary thing about spiders. You close your eyes, you take your eyes off them for a moment, and then they're gone, and you're like, oh no, where did it go? I get a lot of black widows over here. Hell, even some brown recluse. We don't have black widows, I don't think, but we do have other widows. We have redbacks. Funnel webs. Funnel webs are the one I'm thinking of. I also have video evidence of, because funnel webs are sort of cute. They've got these really big butts. I know that sounds terrible, but they do. They have these really big butts. So I remember walking outside one day, and I walked outside in my thongs, and before you freak out, these are thongs. Flip-flops. We don't call them flip-flops, we call them thongs. So I walked outside with my thongs, and Snapchatted me walking beside the spider, oh, look at this spider, it's got a cute butt. And then I was like, that's a funnel web. And funnel webs are one of the most poisonous spiders you can get. So I have my open toes near this spider, and I'm like, I might just go back inside now. Because it would have been too, its butt was too big to even, get the shoe out and whack it. It was too thick. Its booty was too thick. And that's C's with 5,000 C's. That's thick, thick, thick booty. So, no, I couldn't just, grab my shoe and whack it, because it would have done nothing. It would have been I don't know. It just would have been oh, that's cute. Oh. Oh, my gosh. Unlike a Sarge orange, I don't think citrus, or peppermint scares them off. Most stresses them out, so they jump more. Oh, yeah, we don't want them to jump more. Not huntsmen. They've got some hops already. We don't need them to jump more. You even get camel spiders in the high desert. I don't know what camel spiders are. Oh, hell no. The Sydney funnel web? That's a nope. That's a nope. Yes. It is the deadliest spider on the planet, and I was just casually walking beside it in my thongs. And yes, they are thongs. We don't call them flip-flops. They are thongs. I actually think they're called thongs because Australian humour, like thongs for you guys, we call G-strings. But obviously this part looks like a G-string, right? So I literally think that it's Australian humour that we've called these thongs, because they've gone, lol, G-string, it looks like a G-string. So I think that's why we call them thongs. I don't know. That's just my guess. What do you call thongs these? Yeah. Yeah, these are thongs. And we call thongs that you guys call thongs G-strings. So yes, I think the fact that these are called thongs is literally Australian humour being like, lol, it looks like a G-string, let's call it a thong. So, yep. Yes, Jake, Australian humour probably has gone too far, but I've grown up calling them thongs, so they're just... Thongs is not thongs to me. Thongs are these. So nature versus nurture maybe, like... I've been nurtured to call these thongs, so it's normal for me to call them thongs. I'm going to put my shoes down now. I don't need to wear my shoes around. Orb weavers are harmless to humans, but look terrifying with their webs. Yeah, I think St. Andrew's cross spiders are also orb weavers, technically. But I actually think they're kind of cute because they look like X's, and then they create little zigzags in their web. So they have like a normal web, and because they have their legs together, so it looks like they're a cross. They have two legs up this way, and they have two legs down that way, so they look like a cross. And then under the legs, they have zigzags, and I think it's kind of cute. Oh, it reminds me of a concert. Musician kept breaking his G-string on stage, kept having to stop to rewire his car. His car? He just had to rewire his car on stage. His guitar. Yes, see, that is also called a G-string. So I don't know why we call G-strings G-strings. I don't think it has anything to do with the guitar. I have no idea why we call G-strings G-strings. But that's funny. I'm now going to walk around in my pair and refer to them as thongs. I love that. Definitely call them thongs. And just see what reactions you get. Because I'm sure you'll get so many people being like, excuse me? Acolyte said what now? Like, I think that would be hilarious. Same as, I just find it interesting what the different English-speaking countries call things. Like the boot of a car. What you call the trunk of a car, we call the boot. And I know I've said this before, and people have literally pictured a boot, like a shoe, a boot, big enough to fit a car in. So I'm like, can I put this in the boot of your car? And then I can see their eyes going, what? They're either picturing a boot big enough for a car, or they're like, what do you want to put in my what now? And that's not just America, that's England too, I think. Posture check? I can do that. Actually, I was sitting up pretty straight anyway. The only thing I was probably doing was that I was leaning down to my mic. Thank you. I will even throw in a stretch. I definitely need a posture check. Thank you. There's not a single part of a car referred to as a boot where I'm from. Fair enough. Fair enough. We refer to the trunk of a car being the boot of a car. So if we are ever in a situation where I say, can I please put this in your boot? I mean the trunk of your car. I don't know why it's called a boot. I have no idea. Same as, we call them swimmers, but the clothes that you go to the pool or to the beach in, you might call them swimsuits, you might call them bathing suits, I don't know. We call them swimmers where I'm from. But I believe New Zealand call them jangles. Or maybe they call thongs jangles. They call one of them jangles. And I'm like, where did jangles come from? It's like the randomest word I've ever heard. Where did jangles come from? Besides a boot, the only thing I would describe as so would be Italy. Besides the boot, the only thing I would describe as so would be Italy. Because of the shape of the country. Swim trunks. You call them swim trunks? Well, I also don't wear trunks, which we also call underwear. Whereas pants are trousers in England. Okay, sorry. So trousers in England are pants here. But pants in England are underwear. But underwear here is undies. But undies to you might be trunks. Oh, there's a state I call a boot. I forget what it's actually called though. Florida? I think Florida kind of has the kick. Pants and short with underwear. Pants are short with... Wait, sorry. Pants and short with underwear. I might need to ask you to clarify. Because my brain's a little too tired to quite comprehend what you're trying to say. I'm so sorry. Pants are short. No. Pants are short underwear? Maybe not. Because pants cover whole legs. Yeah. Yeah. Same with us. Pants are literally like jeans or trousers. Like pants encompass all the things. Shorts to the knees. Right. Thank you. That's the same with us. Shorts are to the knees. Pants are the whole leg. Other than that, pants encompass jeans, trousers, all the different kinds. Well, Louisiana is the boot. That makes sense because there's a man in the map and it's the boot of the man. I'm not sure I've ever seen the man in the map. But I can see how Louisiana would be Louisiana would be the boot. Underwear under the pants or shorts. Yes, so we are on the same page where all of those items of clothing are concerned. So that's something. Although we would shorten underwear to undies. Underwear gets called undies, definitely. So, I mean, there is that. But shorts, pants, underwear, we are on the same page where all of that is concerned. Oh, that's really funny. Minnesota is the hat. Iowa is the head. Missouri is the shirt. Arkansas is the pants. And Louisiana is the boot. I think I need to bring up a map. So, I don't have Discord. Not Discord. My desktop set up to show on stream yet. So, instead, I will just commentate. Well, what have you got there? Minnesota is the hat. I do not know my American geography very well. Where is Minnesota? I see Mississippi. Oh, there it is, up there. Okay. Minnesota is the hat. Iowa is the head. Okay. Oh, okay. You're going straight down a line. I see. Right. Yeah, I can see that. Hold up. Gotta help you. Arkansas. Oh, what was I saying? Arkansas is the pants. Yeah, I can see that. I had to bring up a map, otherwise I don't know any of those states except Minnesota. I thought Louisiana was way up by... You thought Louisiana was way up by New York. That much I knew only because of the South thing. Like, I'm from the South. It's pronounced as... Oh, did I say Arkansas? It's Arkansas? Arkansas? Oh. Arkansas. I can see kind of how that's pronounced. Americans... Oh, so it's Arkansas or Arkansas? Arkansas? You guys fight over the pronunciation? I just thought it was Arkansas. I don't think I've ever heard it pronounced. Arkansas. Arkansas? Is that Arkansas? Arkansas? That's what I'm seeing now. All I can see is Arkansas. The people there are really sassy. But Acolyte is saying Arkansas. I would never have guessed Arkansas. That's so funny. Massachusetts? Did I get that one? Try and pronounce Massachusetts? I happen to have heard that one before. So I had a I had a I had a help already. Oh shit. It's only because I had come across that one before. Otherwise, I would not have been able to. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me try and think objectively. I would have pronounced it Massachusetts is maybe how I would have pronounced it. Had I never heard of it before, I might have said Massachusetts. Where is Massachusetts? Oh, it's up there. Oh. Oh, and there's Rhode Island. I never knew where Rhode Island was before. The other thing I had no idea, right, is that New York is a state and a city. But I didn't realize that, like, New York, the state's up here, and then New York, the city, is like this little like hook at the bottom of the thingo. It's more of a tongue twister for some people. They stutter. Massachusetts. I can see that. I can see how it'd be a tongue twister. Massachusetts. 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 Massachusetts is where the really, really posh Americans come from. Massachusetts. Where are you from? Well, I'm from Massachusetts. Oh my goodness. I can see how it'd be a tongue twister, especially for... That's a lot of syllables that don't necessarily look like they make sense together. Massachusetts. I can see it. I can see it. I'm now distracted by the states. Oh, you have a hard one? Please share it. What's the hard one you've got? I'm going to close these down now because I'm going to get distracted. Actually, nope. I will leave the map open because if you're about to give me a hard one, bring it on, Acolyte. I want to see it. I have my map open. I'm ready. This guy is a very famous basketball player in the States. Okay, I'll close the map. It's nothing to do with the map. Yeah, bring it on. Famous basketball player. His name is commonly fumbled. Okay, let me try it. Never heard that before in my life. Could be Gianni. Or it's Giannis or Giannis or Gianni. I'm just going to go with Gianni. Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo? Gianni Antetokounmpo. That's my final answer. I'm locking it in. Gianni Antetokounmpo for power forward for the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, I'm locking it in. Gianni Antetokounmpo. How'd I do? Did I do okay? Maybe not by that response. Just a LeMayo. Probably not well at all. All right. Give me the reality. How did I do? How did I do? You struggled with the first name more. Did I really? I mean, I suppose I kind of threw out some really stupid potential. Really? The last name was pretty spot on? Antetokounmpo. That's still a mouthful. Antetokounmpo. That's my final answer. Antetokounmpo. Look, I'm practicing. I feel like if I'm right, then I can say his name now. Antetokounmpo. How do you say that? Oh, it's just Antetokounmpo. It's Kunpo. Antetokounmpo? Antetokounmpo? How'd I do that time? Or Cohen, maybe. But I think it's Kun. Kunpo? Antetokounmpo? How'd I do? The anticipation is killing me. Okay. The anticipation is making me sweat, so it's water time. Okay, the anticipation is killing me. You say it as Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo? Gianni Antetokounmpo. Kunpo, not Kupo. Oh my gosh. Antetokounmpo. I'm probably throwing like too much Australian accent in there. The anticipation is killing me. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo? Kun. I need to say Kun, not Ku. Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yep, I got it. Yes. That is a challenge. That is definitely a challenge. Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I could just be talking out of my butt. It might not be close at all. Oh my goodness. You did very well to find... Well, to be fair, this is like your bread and butter. You're very much into the sports and the statistics, and maybe you knew exactly. You had this person handy to like pull out and be like, here's a pronunciation challenge for you. Less separation from A and 10. Antetokounmpo? Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I may be overthinking about it. Like I might be now just like focusing on the wrong things. Final answer. Giannis Antetokounmpo. But good job. I'm actually trying to think if there's something. Oh, you know what? I have one for you, and I'll spell it out. Nikola Jokic? Or Jokic? Could be a yeah sound. But Nikola Jokic, that's what I reckon. This is going to be really hard because you obviously can't vocalize, but there is a location here with that name. There's also one, it's Jokic. Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic? That makes sense. That sounds like very Polish. This is another place. And here's another one. These are all places where people live here in Australia. And I feel like it would be super fun to hear you guys try and pronounce those things. Of course, I can't hear you, but I feel like some of them are pretty straightforward, but especially that first one. Every time I give that to someone overseas, they're like, what? In fact, they think it's like wangy wangy. He's Serbian, so yeah. Oh, well, there you go. That makes sense. I am not going to try Serbian accent, though I was very tempted to just then. I nearly opened my mouth to do like a Serbian accent, and I went, nope. I am not going to embarrass myself like that. I will close my mouth now. But yes, people tend to think that is wongy wongy, but it is not wongy wongy or wangy wangy. It is wangy wangy. What is Australia? You know what? People seem to think Australia is on another planet, or it's like the conspiracy theories about all of us being paid actors. But you know what? If we are a paid actor, if I'm a paid actor, then I want my 20-something years of back pay, please. Because I should be getting paid for acting. But Australia is a very strange place, isn't it? How much did they pay you? Nothing. That's my point. Where's my back pay, damn it? All of those names look like something out of Rick and Morty. Really? Wanji Wanji, Woollamaloo, Boolaroo, Bulladila. Wubba lubba dub dub. That was like perfect timing that I decided to start to read out the names. And then you throw in the wubba lubba dub dub. Yeah, yep. I cannot disagree with you. Wanji Wanji, Woollamaloo, Boolaroo, Bulladila, wubba lubba dub dub. Oh my goodness. Perfect. What else can I say but perfect? Oh my gosh. My lovelies. I think I'm going to have to end stream tonight here because I have to work tomorrow. Those full-time hours, man. Those full-time hours, I have to get up in the morning and I have to keep working. But I will be streaming tomorrow night as well. The same time, the same place. I will be here tomorrow night. You guys have been so much fun to hang out with. So much fun that, what is Minecraft? I don't know. Was I playing a game? I don't know. It's like, it's completely gone. What is Minecraft? I don't know. I was just thinking I have to go. Oh, yes, please go do the self-care. Take the medication you need. Take the sleep that you need because it is well past your bedtime. But that's perfect timing then. So 12 a.m. my time, I'm guessing. I think so. I'm sorry. I do some morning streams for me, which is normal time evening for you. I mix it up. I have evening in Australia and I have morning in Australia. So maybe there'll also be a stream that's not your 12 a.m. But I'm pretty sure, yes, I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure when I start stream tomorrow night, my 7 p.m. time, it'll be around your 12 a.m. time. Oh my goodness, you poor thing. You're up late most nights? Well, if you want to come back and hang out, I would so appreciate it. You've been super fun to talk to. We might even play a game sometime. I'm mostly a Minecraft builder, but I've been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight recently, and I kind of want to play some on stream because it kind of looks like fun. I don't know what you guys think about that, but it kind of looks like fun. Yes, there is a lot of toxicity in the Dead by Daylight community, but when you get a killer that wants to meme with you or play properly, that game is so much fun, and I kind of want to give it a go. It's 6:30 a.m. Hot damn! Hot damn! Oh my goodness. You might need some sleep. You also have the next 2 days off. Oh my goodness, perfect. Well, if you want to come spend some time, you would be so welcome here. You've been a lot of fun to chat to, Acolyte. So if you want to come spend some time, you'd be so welcome here. And I don't know what I'm going to stream tomorrow. It will most likely be my Minecraft usual special. Or we'll just chat. That's fine too. But if I do some Dead by Daylights, I'd be so down to having you guys play with me. Sleep is just another word for caffeine. You know what? You're kind of not wrong, though. There are people who use caffeine instead of sleep, or you could argue that since caffeine energizes you, when you get sleep, the right amount of sleep, and enough sleep, you wake up energized. Me, I don't know that concept. Me, I literally get stuck with crappy dreams and crappy sleep. I'm not even kidding. I've been sleeping so badly the past week that I don't know what to do with myself. It's just been awful. Ugh. You don't have DVD's Dead by Daylight. You do have Minecraft though. I don't have a server for people to play on yet. That's definitely one of my goals. This is quite literally my 15th stream ever. I think it's been a month time frame wise, but I've actually quite literally only been streaming for 2 weeks total. So my future plan would be absolutely to have a Minecraft server that everyone has the ability to join and to build with me on, or go on adventures together, and that sounds amazing to me. But I know people who I know people who have had Minecraft servers, and I just want to make sure that if I were to do a Minecraft server, I want to be in a position where I can either dedicate the time to caretake it, or to hire someone to mod it, basically. Not mod it, moderate it, yes, but to be the admin is what I meant. Because I don't want people to get hurt, or for trolls, or anything like that. But it is definitely a future goal to have a Minecraft server eventually. Oh, I don't have that. I have Minecraft though. That right there is why I thought European. The way you say literally like a Brit. No, I have to think about how I said literally. Literally. How did I say it? Because I think I said it two different ways then. Like the salt mod? Maybe. I don't think I know what the salt mod is. So maybe. I will need to look into that. But if you're referring to something that will help bring a Minecraft server about faster, I'm all for it. That sounds pretty cool. I will write it down. I don't know, I heard it and I thought, Gordon, it adds salt to Minecraft. It's awesome. Salt to Minecraft! Oh my goodness. Well, I will look into it because it sounds like fun. But that is not what I expected you to say. And thought Gordon. I don't think I like Gordon Ramsay. It's funny because where I'm from is a city that shares a name with a city in England. And the people from that area are called Geordie. So when I lived in London and said, oh, I'm from this city, they did actually think I meant the English city. And they'd be like, oh, Geordie! And I'm like, nope, not even close. It's a big mod. Salt does a lot of stuff. Ah, okay. Well, I will look into it. Because if it does help bring about a community server sooner, that sounds awesome. The emphasis when you said literally, I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know how I said literally now. I'm super self-conscious. I just said literally like there is no T, but I know I said the T before. I know I said literally or literally, which both has the T's. I think I said literally. I can see why you thought I was maybe from somewhere in the European region. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I could talk to you guys for hours. It's actually nearly been 4 hours. What the heck? I do need to get some sleep then because I work tomorrow. So if you guys are around tomorrow, I would love to have you. If you are not available, that is so okay as well. But thank you so much for coming here and spending your time with me. It's been an absolute blast. I think that we should totally go and raid somebody and share some love, even if we just say hello. There's somebody who has rated me that I have been I'm excited to read them back because they haven't been streaming when I have. So let's go and say hi and share some love right back to them. You'll try and stop by? That'd be awesome, Acolyte. It's been a blast having you guys. Have a great night too, Kynd. Both of you have a fantastic night. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you have great nights and get good sleeps. Seems like we all might need it. And yeah, stay kind, keep blooming, and don't forget to love each other. I will see you guys, hopefully, in the next one. Much love to you all. Bye.